Hello, hello. Boom, boom, boom. Brr, 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 brr.
No! Testing things. Yeah, testing stuff. Syphilis. Syphilis.
Saint. All right. Let's see. Let's do this. Boom.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
We're here. Welcome.
Hey.
To Twin Peaks breakfast.
This is your coffee.
We have our coffee. Hope everybody has their coffee.
Because that needs to be the case. No.
No, it's now. Not 3
right.
p.m.
What?
Coffee is not at 3 p.m.
It's breakfast time. We have donuts. Coffee.
All right, take a sip.
Yep. Oh, damn fine cup of coffee. The coffee at this moment is straight from Stumptown Roasters. We picked it up in Montclair at the Montclair Donut Factory. Bread Factory?
Bread Factory.
Bread Donut Factory. It is their, let me see if I can do this. The load. You got the Costa Rica Santa Rosa. It's $20 there, and it is delicious. Like seriously, this is really good coffee. It's simple. I have a knife.
And I mean, you might have seen the little photo that came before this, but we also have.
You can move your webcam.
Donuts. So we're gonna chow on those.
Yeah, that's
in stream. How's everybody doing this morning? Let me know. Blow up the chat. Let me turn off this music.
Just using Twin Peaks instrumental music the entire time.
All right. So you want to start on these donuts?
Yeah, that's good.
Katie, I wish I could send you these donuts.
Plate?
Maybe.
Use plates? We should probably use plates.
Probably use plates so we don't get donut mess donuts all over ourselves. Yeah. So this isn't my usual set. This is my dining room. Not done yet. You can see that there's still like talking on the wall. That's tiny plates.
Tiny plates. How are we gonna start? What donut are we gonna start with? Maple bacon?
Yeah, let's do that.
Does that make sense? All right.
Let's do bacon. What are you guys eating for breakfast? You got your coffee? What are you drinking?
Maple bacon donut.
Maple bacon donut. Maple bacon donut.
You feel free to cut that. That was one of your choices. So go ahead. You figure out how you want to cut that then.
Let's cut this donut. They're kind of massive, so.
Mm-hmm. The maple is very good because some of it just fell into the thing.
Somebody's only going to get.
How are you cutting?
I don't know why he went with this decision.
He's cutting away from himself when he's going to stab himself in the stomach.
It's afternoon here. I have roast beef cooking.
Oh. Well, I mean.
Let us know how it is.
Let me guess. 5 hours ahead UK?
Probably.
Okay.
UK? Yeah.
Yeah, gotta be.
Okay, well, you want the 2 strips of bacon or the 1 strip?
I'll take the 1 strip because you're being all fancy. So
Danielle's prepared. I knew you would be.
Good. Yeah, you're right. Cool. So UK.
All right.
It's hard, this mug.
I have my San Fran mug.
Yep. So, coffee? Jesus Christ.
That's a napkin? My hand's already sticky. We just started.
It's the donut is just, this donut's just falling apart.
It's all glazy.
This is the first donut I've had in like at least a month. The bread is just so delicious. Honestly, It's crazy how like it's crazy how good the bread is on this donut. There's no starting positions. Just eat donuts.
We're already on Halloween.
Yes, we are. We're gonna keep that should be kept there at all times.
And also Christmas Pokemon ornament.
Joey's the Christmas type. I'm not.
Pancakes. Eva has pancakes.
All right.
I want coffee so bad, but I can't because I'm pregnant. Well, congratulations.
Yes.
First of all.
You should totally go off and get some decaf espresso. Because decaf espresso actually has less caffeine than decaf coffee does, and it's very good for pregnant women.
He's a teacher.
Barista fact.
Oh, that. He was also a
former barista.
And teacher. It's 4 p.m. in Belgium here. Just woke up with a good hangover.
Yeah, definitely need some coffee.
And I need some coffee too. Go get some. Come back.
We'll probably be here. Oh my god, the bacon is so good.
Yeah, the bacon's actually really good. I wonder who makes it. Do they also make their bacon?
They should.
It's like the perfect. It was like the perfect consistency.
Perfectly crispy. Damn.
All right, guys. Can you hear us okay? Let me know. I have the microphone like in a weird position, so.
We can see it looking nice though. It looks nice. The microphone I'm talking about. But yeah, complete congratulations to people.
Shonda.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, what do you think? What do you think's happening tonight? You think we're seeing Laura again? I think we're seeing Laura again. I don't know in what capacity we're going to see her again, but I think we're definitely going to see her again. See her again? How many times?
We've seen her a bunch, so yeah, see her again. Well, no, we've seen her we have seen her at least once this season, so therefore, yes.
Yeah, just again. In the lodge or the waiting room, whatever the hell it is.
And technically out of the fireman's head.
Oh yeah, the fireman's head, the glowing ball.
Yep.
So I watched the first episode, the pilot, last night, and I thought I saw something funny that James at the end of the.
Yeah, you must say the pilot, the full first episode, not just the first episode. Just people might think that you're talking about the return.
Well, yeah, the original first episode. It ends with James in the prison cell in the sheriff's station, and this last episode. Did I say in the prison station?
Yes, you did. In the prison station.
James in the cell in the sheriff's station.
And suddenly super jail.
And now this new episode is going to start with James in the holding cell in the sheriff's station. So I thought that was a cool little
Choose
thing.
One of mine. Yeah.
I hope Laura will come back and heal whatever is Sarah's issue. I hope so too. Maybe she'll have insight on what the hell it actually is. We have like the blackened hand, the blackened soul finger inside her face, and the smile. So maybe evil Laura. I don't know. I still don't have a real theory about who's inside Sarah. But I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna take another bite of my
Homer
donut.
Simpson standard chocolate donut. Chocolate glaze.
These are really good.
Yeah, we the last time we got these, we actually got them at like 3 or 4 o'clock, and they were a little bit drier than they are now.
These are super.
They close at like 4, so these are super.
I don't want to say
decadent.
That's a good word, decadent.
I'm gonna use decadent instead of the other one.
I keep hoping Bobby will bark at James, but just a little. He's too nice now. Yeah, Bobby's a nice guy. You never know. Could definitely start barking. What would it take for people to say that Twin Peaks jumped the shark? Is it even possible? Twin Peaks jumped the shark.
Everything's in Laura's brain like it's Mulholland Drive.
I think
that's what I got. Like 100% right into that.
See, I think David Lynch and Mark Frost. Well, that was a David Lynch project, Mulholland Drive, but I think he's evolved enough to realize that it's not. Dreams aren't so. I don't know, like one-sided. Because in Mulholland Drive, it's just like a dream. We live in. But then the whole. He took it a step further.
Well, also she's dead the entire time. But yeah.
Well, he took it a step further in this series by saying, "Who is the dreamer?"
It's true.
But if you guys have seen my other videos, I think there's no. I think the dream dictates reality, and the reality dictates the dream. So I think, it all works out.
It's a mesh.
I don't think one can exist without the other. To be honest. But we'll see. I don't know.
I'm trying to think if there's any other like big things that could happen. You know what could happen? Which I haven't thought of until like right now. Leland kills Bob. Would that be jumping the shark a little?
That would be beautiful.
That would be like very good. If like, because we already know Leland's still in the Black Lodge. We know he has no control over his whatnot, and he's just sitting there in the chair like everyone else is. It is not a construct because he's just Leland. Mm-hmm. If he was a construct, I'd say, all right, well, that's the end of him. But the fact that he is just there, and on top of that, he really just not aged at all. Like, that's
Find Laura. He's telling Cooper to find Laura.
Yeah, that was it. So if Cooper finds Laura, and Cooper finds himself, Leland comes in and like has a great redemption arc. That'd be pretty sweet.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Leland, when he's himself, is like probably the sweetest dude. You see that in Fire Walk With Me after the whole like wash your hands kind of weird Bob thing.
Yeah.
And then immediately before they go to bed, he like tells Laura he loves her and all this stuff.
He apologizes because he's acting off his head.
And we know at that point he was already sort of, like Bob says, he's full of holes.
Yeah.
So Bob couldn't hold on to him much longer. This coffee's really good.
And worth $20.
So, what do you guys think? When do you all right, so here's my prediction of how the episode goes. It's based off nothing and just what I kind of want to see.
That's how it worked.
Tina says, yeah, why are Leland and Laura in the lodge? I thought they had nice deaths and...
Leland had a nice death?
I mean, his was like, he was free. He was like...
Yeah. But Laura's death also wasn't that great. I mean, Laura put on the ring and put herself into the Black Lodge.
That's a good question. Why is Leland in the lodge?
That's the best question of all. Because Laura definitely puts on the ring and she goes herself into the Black Lodge. Mm-hmm. That's the entire point of the ring at this point. I feel like that's very obvious. That like the ring puts you in there at death, which is it's like kill Mr. C, put the ring on. That's like the consistent thing with the characters.
Yeah, it's like captures your soul or something, or it like traps it. I don't know. Unless you're a tulpa where you pop your head off in the Black Lodge.
I know. Fuck you.
But that's Did Leland have a ring on when he died?
That's a good question. I'll go back and check that out. I don't think Laura found peace in her death.
Well, no, she did afterward with the angels.
Yes, but I don't think that happened yet. Remember, we're still thinking about the fact that could be the full end of the full series. The whole angels finding peace moment is the full established end because Cooper's there too.
This is true. That's the strange part.
Yeah, the weird part about that is it's stupid.
Either that, or we see that scene in some way. We see that manifest some way today.
We might.
There are things.
I like.
Julia said, "You overslept." It's okay. We're still here. We barely started.
Coffee.
Only 13 minutes. 13 minutes in.
I'm gonna have to make more coffee. I already know I am.
Thanks for hanging out for breakfast.
Yeah, you definitely have to focus on the things that you like. That's totally a thing that you should do.
See, for me,
and yeah,
the chat is all over my face.
Explodes.
For me, I kind of just trust the story. So I don't nitpick it too much.
No.
But I understand why you would. It's okay.
But I think that the Fire Walk With Me resolution happens after season 3. Maybe even season 4 if we get it. We were talking about that before. That's feasible. We might get season 4, especially because of how Showtime's original viewers showed up and how we as Twin Peaks viewers showed up for this. The differentials kind of.
I think financially
feasible
for Mark Frost and if we do get a part 4, season 4, it might be a little bit more like, I don't want to say like season 2, but it might not be so strict to Mark Frost and David Lynch. They might bring in other directors and people to do episodes.
That's cool as long as we look at Stephen Moffat.
I don't think that'll ever happen.
I hope to God it doesn't.
Don't make
Neil
some coffee.
Gaiman would be amazing.
Don't make some coffee, Julia.
Make coffee.
No, well, they could get people that did like the episodes people liked from the original.
Yeah, no, that's the point.
The original series.
But I'm just thinking of like directors and writers
like
who I really liked
directors.
and stuff that I like, especially sci-fi directors that I just really liked of their stuff. Like
honestly, if they wanted to do, they could do sort of a spin-off of Project Blue Book and just do that whole thing.
Oh yeah, Project Blue Book would be an amazing little excursion with the former mayor's brother.
Which is what was his name? Dougie? Doug, wasn't it?
Was it Dougie?
I'm pretty Douglas Milford.
I think it was Douglas Milford.
Or is Douglas Milford is the mayor, right?
We will see when you look this up.
I'm forgetting the names. Dougie, there is a Dougie Milford. Oh, okay, that was his brother.
Yeah, so
Lieutenant Dougie Milford.
Hey,
there's another Dougie for you.
More Dougies, and remember, every time that we see things that are reported or like repeated, there's usually a reason for it.
There's a lot of repetition, a lot of a good spinoff.
Yes, Jerry Lost in the Woods would be amazing. Although I think the real reason for Jerry being lost in the woods was we already got the payoff of that is him watching Richie explode.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the entire
binoculars.
point. Yeah, looking in the wrong side. Love Jerry.
I can see them focusing on Tammy if they do a new season. It's possible they had her do the books after all. Spoilers. I'm sorry. I wonder if she's going to be the one that writes the final dossier.
Wally Brando, Across the Nation. Anyone? Wally Brando, Across the Nation?
Give him a travel show.
Just a full-on travel show of just Michael Cera being that character. That's it.
Offline. Back. Did it go offline for a second? Okay. Sorry, guys.
Well,
I don't know what's going on here. Let me check my connection.
Did I walk away?
It's good. No, it looks okay now. Stream health is not great. Right. Stream stopped for a moment. Yes, thanks, Wilton. Okay. I don't know what that was about, but.
Or does stream hate my idea of Wally Brando?
Yeah, Wally Brando made our internet freak out a little bit.
That's fine. What happens? That's what Wally Brando does.
I think I'm gonna have another donut. I could see a Tammy-focused new season would be interesting. I don't know if Christabel could do hold a whole season, but I would like to. I mean, Twin Peaks this season seems like Blue Rose team.
Yeah,
centers around Blue Rose team. And like reassembling that team, especially having Cooper back, and if they get Chet Desmond back, which I really hope we see Chet Desmond or hear about Chet Desmond in this episode.
We're not. Chet doesn't exist.
Chet has to exist. He didn't die. Last we saw, he grabs the ring and disappears. What role will Red's magic tricks could play? I still think he may be the Chalfont Tremont grandson. I think so too, possibly.
I feel like Chet Desmond is the Adam Winchester series.
I hope he's not the Adam Winchester. I want to see Chet back. I know we're not going to see Sam Stanley. I don't think Cooper cares much for Sam Stanley.
No, he really doesn't.
especially since next season they could go on a hunt for Chet.
That's not a bad idea. Just the Blue Rose team goes hunting for Chet.
That would be cool.
Just Cooper.
This is the return of everybody, and then next season they find Chet.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Twin Peaks: The Search.
I still would like the Wicked Adventures of Mr. C much better. I mean, there is 25 years to fill in there. They could always do that. Let's see. I don't know what role Red's magic tricks are going to play. I think maybe you might see him be a little indecisive about what side he wants to play. And then ultimately go on the good side. I don't know. I want to know what happened to Chet Desmond too, though. Where is Chet?
So that'd be just an entire thing. This entire chat is just where's Chet?
I want to know.
I'm
He was on. I guess he was part of the original Blue Rose team.
Well, I mean, kind of. He got brought into it by Gordon.
Oh, this is true with my mother's sister's girl.
Yeah, exactly.
She was wearing a blue rose. This is one of Gordon's Blue Rose. Who was on the original Blue Rose team? It was Cole, Jeffries, Cooper, and Albert.
Cooper wasn't in the original one.
I think no, he was.
Oh, was he?
I'm pretty sure.
I remember being Albert, but I thought it was Gordon.
Sup, Rosenfield. I'm pretty sure it was Jeffries, Gordon.
Definitely Jeffries.
Jeffries, Gordon, Well, we know now that Jeffries and Gordon were partners. Chet was sent to the lodge. Bob probably killed him. Why would Bob kill him?
Too close to the mic.
Why would Bob kill him? Chet Desmond was mentioned as being on the original team. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, I only wondered it because of that entire moment.
The whole thing with that trailer that's interesting is that when he goes to get the ring, the trailer probably was there. I don't know how long it's been gone, but it was there, and it's not there anymore. The ring is left, but there's still tracks there. There's still like tracks there, but the tracks don't lead out. They're just it just gets pulled up out of place, which now kind of reminds me of the convenience store.
Yes.
Where it just pops up and so the Chalfonts probably have like a traveling trailer, a time-traveling, space-traveling trailer. Firewalk with Me, Cole
that is true.
Cooper to Jeffries as though they never met before, but
it did. Yeah.
Oh.
He was like, Cole, this is Agent Jeffries. Yeah, completely.
Oh.
I knew Cooper was too young at that point. He couldn't have been.
Hold on, though. Isn't there a photo with Isn't there a photo with all of them standing together? I don't know. Like now, I don't know if this photo is like part of the TV show. Hold on.
Doom, 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 doom. Joey, what donut are you thinking about next to share?
There's this photo. Original Blue Rose Task Force.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. They had just met.
Right there. Huh.
Reddit.
I'm gonna
consider the spoilery.
I don't think this is spoiler. All right, I'm gonna bring up this photo because this is one. I had a crush on Jeffries. Oh, didn't we all?
I think everyone had a crush on David Bowie.
The whole sentence from Gordon goes like this: Cooper, meet the long-lost Philip Jeffries. You might have heard of him from the Academy.
Yeah.
The thing is, this photo. I'm gonna bring it up right now. I don't know if this photo is canon. I don't know if this was just like them posing together. Like
it might just be from Firewalk
like a set photo.
Because it looks like the same attire everyone's wearing in Firewalk with Me.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah.
So they just took a photo.
I just thought it was interesting. Like I don't think. I guess since it's not in the show, it doesn't really count. But it seems like such a in character photo.
It does. Well, a little bit. I feel like there's a little bit something off about Cooper at this moment. But then again, he could just be Mr. C. But that's not the point.
Let's look into are his eyes dead enough?
Are his eyes dead enough?
Who's that in the background?
That would be that's Hoover.
Yeah, oh, okay. Yes, Hoover. Yes. No, that's Cooper. He's looking too proud. Yeah, I don't think the photo's probably not canon, but if it was, that'd be pretty interesting.
just keep flashing Cooper's face from now. Oh, it's Eisenhower. You're right.
Good U.S. history buff.
Yeah,
right here,
not
obviously.
I'm an English teacher, not a.
Isn't that just a
history
promotional
teacher.
Picture, or was it? Yeah, it probably is. But for some reason in my head, I just always
canoned it.
Yeah, made it canon. It's probably not though. All right, let's have another donut.
What's your choice?
I'm gonna try this apple crumble one.
All right. Go for it.
Was Eisenhower part of the Blue Rose Task Force?
He is now, because if that photo's canon, Eisenhower.
I mean, I know Nixon would have loved to be.
Nixon was kind of this. He's the one that started Project Blue Book, so.
I know.
For episode 9, Albert is clearly very skeptical of any of Cooper's supernatural preoccupations. Definitely true. Imagine Albert joined the Blue Rose during or after the second half of season 2.
Interesting.
Yeah, that made sense as well. That's why it was really, to me, I thought it was Jeffries, Cooper, and Jeffries, Gordon Cole, and Major Briggs. I thought that was that's the first
OG
group.
Task Force. Interesting. I didn't think of that. Yeah, because he was super skeptical, so he couldn't have been in the Secret History. Yeah, I love the Nixon parts of Secret with Jackie.
Oh, that was amazing.
That's probably one of my favorite parts of the
book.
It's
like try to figure out exactly what actor this is, and then you just look up online. Oh, it's crap! It's obviously Jackie Gleason because Gleason. It's obviously Jackie Gleason because there was just
right
pictures
to the moon
all
with
over
Alice.
Good morning, person.
Hey, Joey, can you tell us the channel address, VidMe, YouTube for Obnoxious and Anonymous pre-show later today? I think the pre-show is going to be. I think the pre-show is going to be on YouTube, so it's probably. I think it's going to be on their second channel. Just look for Obnoxious and Anonymous 2. I believe I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna just search it for you real quick.
Tres leches.
Yeah. See Wilton.
Yep.
I'm gonna get the link for you. Though.
That's your call.
And I'm gonna drop it into the chat.
If my alarm goes off, sorry guys. French press.
Here we go.
I'm really good at this. I just knew it. And that was completely black screened iPhone.
There we go. That should be the link, so you can go subscribe or whatever to that channel and hang out there. I really need to reread. Yeah, no problem, Peace Frog. I really need to reread The Secret History of Twin Peaks.
It was just so good.
I read through it once, and then I went back and skimmed through it and look apart pieces and.
Did you pre-order the second dossier?
Oh yeah.
Yes, so did I. As well as the Bookhouse Boys.
The Notebook thing.
The Notebook. No.
I have to get the Notebook, so I pre-ordered the book and I pre-ordered the 2 albums.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I did the soundtrack and the Bang Bang Bar thing.
Can I borrow that knife there?
Here's our donut
knife. 3 leches.
Coffee. This coffee's great, by the way. I don't know if you were here 100 Mad before, but this is what it is. Stumptown. I can't see it if it's focusing.
Yeah, you gotta do the other thing.
Stumptown. This is, by the way, this is free promotion. They're not paying us or anything. No,
we're just saying this is delicious coffee.
The Costa Rica Santa Rosa. So good. I don't know if you this is.
I just put the cherry into the actual thing. It just dropped directly into the middle. It's hilarious.
Naranjo family. I don't know if this is.
I
don't know.
Naranja?
Naranjo?
Yeah.
Naranjo. Santa Rosa. The Naranjos built their micro mill, Santa Rosa, 1900, in one of the Costa Rica's highest coffee-growing regions, San Jose de la Cortez.
Thank you, Gordon.
Oh look, Julia's had Stumptown. Yes, we're drinking it now. I've had it once before, but drinking it straight black is delicious.
Yes, and we have another pot already, so we're good.
It is good.
We didn't do any donut cross sections, but I feel like this donut cross section is so worth it. Look at that.
It's like a cake.
It is like a cake.
I'm having like a apple crumbled donut. These are like intense donuts.
They really are. They're amazing donuts.
We have some simple apple cider ones. I wish I was rich enough to send everybody donuts so they can enjoy.
Yeah, especially from this place, but they don't hold up well. Actually, we had them later on in the day, and they were a little bit dry.
I think they're too.
But they are just so good.
Big and doughy.
Like really, they're amazing. If you were ever in the New Jersey area, Montclair Bread Factory, also not sponsoring, just delicious.
Delicious, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind plugging.
We'll plug anything that's delicious.
Yeah. Peace Rock says excellent coffee from the Northwest. Yes. How appropriate, right?
Did we really pull it off? Did we really?
Oh
crap! All right, works for me.
And you know what, guys? It's such a Twin Peaks day out here in New Jersey. It's like rainy and a little cold, and it's like the perfect kind of Twin Peaks.
It's like 59 degrees and raining in New Jersey right now.
It feels like
day before
so
Labor Day. Great.
That is a good donut.
Yeah, I didn't even do sugar. I just poured black coffee in, and it's that damn good. Yes. Not even kidding. It's a damn.
Usually I don't drink my coffee black because I can't get high end coffee all the time. It's not even that high end, but the coffee I do drink tastes like burnt.
It is $20 for a fourth of a pound.
Julia says, so jealous it's hot as hell in Florida. I do not envy you, Julia.
Nope.
Been to Florida a couple times. My body is not equipped to deal with Florida weather. I just, break out. It's a whole scene.
I've only been to Florida once.
I turn into like a Cronenberg monster when I go to Florida.
That's us in 90 degrees.
So, do we think there's going to be like a massive fight or something in this episode? How do you think Mr. C is going to go? Mine isn't either, but I love here.
Green Fist.
I feel like that's a story I've heard many a time.
The Green Fist is knocking False Cooper's head literally off his shoulders.
You think the Green Fist is going to take out Cooper, or is he going to protect Nido from who I'm guessing is the Woodsman?
Ooh, that's it too. Might be the Woodsman. Just pow, knocks it entirely off.
Yeah, because the Woodsman have been crushing heads, and we have Freddy, I believe his name is, just crushing walnuts with his like 2 fingers.
Yeah, just trying to.
So just imagine, got a light. No, I don't call a light. Got a brain? Doesn't look like it. You got pudding brain.
Jesus Christ.
Doctor Who reference.
I
don't know why I made him like Tiny Tim.
No idea.
God bless us, everyone. He's more like, I guess Freddy's more like Cockney, right?
Yeah, he's definitely got a Cockney accent. It's a little bit of a Chav accent.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a little bit Chav.
It says it's been so hot here in Saskatchewan. I want to visit
Saskatchewan, Canada.
Today is cloudy and 22, about 72. That's not bad.
No, 72 is not bad at all.
I think that's
Twin Peaks. Yep.
Twin Peaks weather.
I gotta go to Canada. I don't have a passport because I'm a worthless American. So Yep.
I do. Canada is on my list. I think maybe next year, Canada.
So in other words, you're going to Canada, is what you're telling me.
I definitely want to go.
Because I'm the one of your friends that will have the money to go to Canada.
Huh?
I'm the one of your friends that will have the money to go to Canada.
Yeah, I definitely need to I've never actually been to Canada.
Yeah, he's pretty much One Punch Man.
Mr. One Punch will Hulk can, One Punch Man will protect Nido or break them all out of jail except Chad. Probably.
Can we talk about what's going on in Twin Peaks in the final episode? I have no spoilers at all.
Yeah, well,
I've been just fanning it, so I have no spoilers whatsoever. What's been going on going up to the final episode, which works if you do not know. Ooh, Sao Paulo. I said that with a Spanish accent. He's the Portuguese one. So what's going on going up to the final episode? We do have Gordon Cole looking for Duddy Jones, figuring out that, and of course, Agent Cooper, returned Agent Cooper. Biggest spoiler. I am the FBI. Greatest, bar none moment of this entire season.
Cheesiest, but so deserved.
It was so amazing. It was. I think I was crying the entire time when the moment he shoved the fork into the actual outlet.
I was clapping.
And I realized that the line that he actually shoves the fork into is the line that does not carry electricity. So like the bigger end so when it comes to actual like our alternate current, one side takes and the other side pushes. The bigger end takes.
Oh yes.
So he shoves into the bigger end, which would have taken the electricity out, not shot it into him.
Interesting.
So I found that hilarious that worked out that way. But Yeah, definitely. I got no spoilers on it. I'm just doing what
I don't know anything.
I'm just doing everything from like the last episode. With Cooper coming back, and crying, so him getting his current back, and Mike saying, "Finally!" Like, yep, there we're all Mike, and that's that moment. He leaves a message for when Gordon Cole calls him. Mm-hmm. Like, he's like leaving him the message of, which is probably gonna point Gordon into Twin Peaks.
And the thing is, when the hell did he write that message? Did he write it at the moment? Because he just pulls it out of his jacket and says,
"Oh, that's a good point.
Here's
Maybe
a message.
He just
a
had
man named Gordon Cole's gonna." And that's why.
Did he write it in the Black Lodge?
And that's why I think so much of this he had planned already.
There is probably spoilers out there somewhere, so please be careful of it.
Well, I mean, we only have to get through the rest of today.
Yeah, that's it. Just, before the rest of today, if you can avoid it, I'd avoid being... I got Severus Snaped at one point, so I don't want that to happen to somebody.
The only spoilers that I know are, like, out there are from that Russian, like, episode description leak that happened, but that's it, and I don't think it reveals too much, so... I don't know. I think that's it.
Tonight's definitely going to be big, yeah.
Katrina says electricians were explaining it on Reddit. That's awesome. The Mitchums, yes. Belushi was such a surprise.
Oh, yeah. Well, I like Jim Belushi, but like the way that he just was portrayed in this was great.
Yeah, like at first you want to hate them. You think they're going to be bad guys, and then they turn out to be like...
idiots with a heart of gold.
Yeah.
Just mobster good people.
Gas up the jet.
Do you want some more coffee? Because I know you haven't been drinking much, but do you want me to top it off so it's warm? Oh, see.
Good idea.
Harold's got good ideas sometimes. By the way, getting this on camera is amazing. Probably someone probably loves this right now.
100Z Mad said, "I've read the Russian descriptions. They are quite vague." Yeah.
That's
the only spoilers that are out there, I believe.
I'm going to give some of this to your mom.
Coma said, "I read the spoilers and still have no idea what to expect." That's the beauty of Twin Peaks.
I still have no idea what the hell.
Because, and Danielle says, "I want the Mitchums to adopt me." I'm there with you. Maybe you could be like one of the candy girls, and wear those nice, pretty dresses and whatnot.
Oh, you know what? I just had a thing. I don't know if it's been talked about, but the Mitchums are legitimately the foils of the Hornes. Like, I didn't even think about it until like right now, because when she said that I wanted the Mitchums to adopt me, I was like, and I realized that's the one thing that they have missing. They don't have kids. Like, the only thing that's different about like them versus, because you actually have like two men who have a group of girls who are dressed up in random costumes like One-Eyed Jacks, and yet in the end result they both turn out to be good guys. And you know what they like sort of took these girls in too, because I remember one episode that when Candy was like super out of it, he's like, well, like, should we let her go? And then he's like, well, where are they gonna go? Yeah, like it's the complete opposite of like, oh well, we can just kill them and throw them off, like the original thing of the Horns was, until Audrey ends up almost dying and then turning and changing her father, and Jerry's just Jerry. Mm-hmm. The moment that you notice that they're like these good guys, and the girls know that they're the good guys, that's like a huge thing of just simply, it's directly a foil to...
And you would never expect two people that own a huge hotel casino in Las Vegas to be like good people.
Oh my God, the Mitchums having like pie at the pie and coffee at the R&R. That should be a scene. That really should be.
You know, when they first get there, he's probably gonna be like straight there to get some pie.
It is a fat chance, but it would be kind of fun to watch. Like, do you imagine them meeting Ben Horne just because they go to the Great Northern and it shows up and it's just
Benjamin, like maybe they know each other. They are in the hotel business after all.
That was the point that was made, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do.
Oops, cherry pie, not Jerry pie.
Well, I mean,
that's funny.
With Jerry, we'll make it work. Make you see.
Stupid binoculars. that scene kills me. Let's see. Yeah, the Mitchums are gonna be like. I never would have guessed in a million years when we first saw the Mitchums this season that we would see them going on a private jet with Dale Cooper, Twin Peaks. That's insane. That's insane. The Great Northern Casino. Cooped by nuclears. By nuclear? Can we look into that? Is that a thing? Great Northern Casino. I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't. I don't know.
It's not an Indian reservation.
It's not the Ghostwood Estates.
Yeah, but Ghostwood didn't happen, so.
Money does need to move into Twin Peaks, though, because I feel like that's the reason a lot of people.
I wouldn't want casinos, because the casinos destroy the locations that they're near.
They don't have to make a casino. I'm sure they have other businesses and stuff. But the whole thing that makes me think the Mitchum Brothers are going to come in and like make jobs in Twin Peaks is because of the whole thing with Becky's husband, Steven, feeling kind of worthless. And so I really wanted a redemption for him. Because I feel like maybe he was. I mean, he like fell down a path. Well, yeah, with Donna's cousin.
Yep.
All grown up. Again, people were saying that's Donna's sister, but I think that's her cousin that plays the piano, which isn't her. Her sister is the one with the short hair. I forgot her sister's name, but I watched the pilot yesterday, so it's like fresh in my brain. Candy's Candy Shop.
There's no reason why they couldn't do that.
Twin Peaks needs a candy shop. All they really have by way of like food is I mean I'm sure they have other places.
The Double R. That's it, right? That's all we know of.
That's the only place anybody talks.
Yeah, it's just like.
But apparently it has like the most amazing food in the world, so that's understandable.
Or at least the most amazing pies in the world.
This is true. Candy's Candy Shop. That would be fantastic. I think they will make business. I think. Donut huh?
I don't know what donut.
That s'mores donut is a little intimidating.
Yeah, it is.
I just hope Cooper rescues Audrey from whatever is going on with her. That's gonna be a big thing.
Just handing out donuts to Joey's family.
I just hope Cooper rescues Audrey from whatever is going on.
I think that's gonna happen.
Wherever Audrey is. Spaceship?
You say spaceship?
Where do you think she is? I don't think I've heard your idea yet.
I'm not sure. I was thinking about it, and I'm not sure if, like, could it be that Audrey's actually in the White Lodge? Like the actual White Lodge? Like she's hidden specifically?
I think
that the problem is that we know that Mr. C went off, found her, and made Richie. We know that that's a thing. Mm-hmm. So it's completely feasible that she's in a full-on mental asylum because problems. It could be that she's actually protected, or it could be something completely even worse than we can even imagine.
I want to say that. I don't know. I really hope she's not in an asylum, but
I think she is going to be in this. I think it's completely feasible. I wish it was something more, but I feel like that could be the case.
Jason says, Twin Peaks Hardware Store 2, get golden shovels, singing metal cylinders, and bad binoculars.
Singing metal cylinders? I didn't know this was Red Hot American Summer. Red Hot American Summer. Anyway.
Well, they should sell golden shovels and singing bowls because that whole tone, that single tone is like a Tibetan singing bowl like frequency thing. Healing tone.
The golden shovels though is totally a thing. That was the best moment of last episode, or the last two episodes.
What song does Julie Cruz sing at the Roadhouse? I say the world spins. Probably. I don't know, there's so many. There are so many she could possibly do. Maybe something new. We haven't heard like new stuff in a long time.
Nutella donut.
Oh, is that what that is? Nutella?
Nutella.
It'd be great to hear an old one, but a new one would be even more interesting. Something a little... So, I mean, most of Julie Cruz's songs are a little sad. It'd be nice to hear something like in a major key from her. I mean, we have Rockin' Back Inside My Heart, but... I want you rockin' back inside my heart.
Donut cross-section.
Oh, that's...
Nutella donut.
It's beautiful.
Yep.
Um, the whole thing with I feel like we're gonna hopefully get closure with Audrey. I hope we're not thinking about I hope that isn't like a cliffhanger in the second to last episode, because you know how season 2 ends with Cooper looking into a mirror.
Oh my God, you're right. And Audrey's looking into a mirror.
So maybe we might.
Crap.
Maybe that'll be the thing that they're trying to get a season 4 for. I'm really thinking they're gonna do something more. Maybe not as direct season 4. Maybe I think the thing that would work best
the
for
cliffhanger is where's Audrey?
Where's Audrey?
That's Cooper's last words.
I think Twin Peaks would work best in sort of the Sherlock format with 3 movie-like episodes instead of 23 episodes. I think the Sherlock format would work perfectly for Twin Peaks.
I hate to mention it, but there's other formats that would work, like an 8-episode season.
I mean,
maybe
that could work.
It's an hour each, and a little bit longer finale.
I think Twin Peaks is the kind of thing that might work better in shorter bursts, but of course we're getting 18 hours.
That would have been great.
Oh, we got a new subscriber. I forgot I set that. That freaked me out.
It's kind of terrifying.
I don't know why I have the alert all the way down there. Hold on. Thanks for subscribing. I didn't see your name because my alert was underneath the chat. Good going, amateur. I'm going to put it on the top corner. Thanks for subscribing. We might not know what's up with Audrey for another 25 years. Oh, Jesus.
Everyone's dead.
I'll be 50.
Everyone's dead. You're 52. You're 51. I'm 52.
Great alert. Yeah, I figured why not? Of course, Twin Peaks. Audrey will smash her head into the mirror and say, "How's Billy?"
This is the more sad one.
The Nutella one?
Yeah.
I feel like Nutella. They just bank on the Nutella being the best part of it and phone it in for the rest.
Yeah, it's not bad, but it's like the apple cider glaze on the outside.
Mm.
Yeah.
I got you.
Sorry.
Now, we see Annie. How's Annie? How's Annie?
No one knows.
I have to brush my teeth.
I have to brush my teeth.
That's what he says in the extended or deleted scenes. That's what Cooper says, and then he goes into the sink. I don't know what that's about.
No idea.
Are
we gonna count those as canon? It's the extended scenes.
I don't know if they're canon, but I think maybe they might be. Linda is either Annie, Diane, Audrey, or daughter of either.
Oh, what if Annie is Audrey?
I think that would be weird. I think Linda is probably the daughter of Diane or Annie. I don't think Audrey had twins. Or 2 kids. I mean, it'd be super poetic if she did have twins. A really good twin and a really bad one.
Yeah.
I'm okay with no Annie, to be honest. John Justice Wheeler also. Maybe they're in South America.
Oh my God.
I want to see Michael Onkeen. I want to see Harry.
I want to see Harry more than anything. We're not going to, but I want to see Harry more than anyone else.
The dude, Cameron from Obnoxious and Anonymous, said we might get a Skype call like we did with Doc Hayward in the beginning.
Yeah, that's true.
When Frank Skypes him, we might get that, or he might just be there. We'll see.
If Harry shows up the moment that Cooper shows up.
JLeft77 said, "Hi, new subscriber from UK. Hope we go back to the glass box later. Maybe end where we began."
That's not bad.
Possibly.
I mean, I would like to see, if anything, with the glass box. I'd very much like to see that happen in a retroactive way, like something dealing with that. We see that entire scene or the setup for that scene again, and then it turns around, and it goes back into the glass box, and Mr. C is there.
Oh.
So like that way, because it created Bob, so it turning around and facing Bob.
Them using it to catch Bob.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because we don't know if Bob, like the part 8 where they.
Well, that was the entire purpose of it.
To catch Bob.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see if Mr. C, the doppelganger, and Bob start like get at odds, and Mr. C wants, to be Bob.
Well, I mean, we don't really have. I mean,
I don't know. That's like a little abstract.
Like we don't have. We can't. He's dead. Isn't Bob dead?
No, the last we saw him, the woodsmen were.
No. I mean, not Bob.
Oh,
like
Frank Silver.
The actor is dead, so that'd be kind of surprising.
And we know that what's his face? I'm blanking on his name from Pearl Jam. Singer from Pearl Jam. I forgot his name.
Nope.
Well, he already performed. I thought maybe he was going to be replacing Bob.
Oh, he does kind of look like him.
But we know now he's just a performer in the Roadhouse.
Everyone's just performing in the Roadhouse.
Yes, Harry though.
Yeah, Harry.
I really want to see Harry. I don't know who else we might see by the time it's all over.
It would be really pointless if we got the one other dude.
Also, what's going on with Lucy? We have the Eddie Vedder. Yes, thank you, Katrina. What's going on with Lucy? Because in when Andy goes up to see the fireman, he sees a scene with Lucy, and he like goes up to her, and she's like kind of like she looks a little off. I don't know if you remember this.
I think Lucy's just off. Like I think she's just. Well, there's always been something wrong with Lucy. Lucy has problems.
Oh yes.
But like Andy also has problems, but now we realize that Andy has problems because his brain was supposed to be downloaded for the fireman. Like he needed space for the fireman to like. Boop. Mm-hmm. Lucy, I think is just Lucy. I think she's just. Like,
people were thinking maybe Wally Brando isn't theirs, like blood child. Maybe she like lost a baby or something. That was just a theory going around. Was there a Judy who works at the Great Northern in season 1, the one with the coffee? Yes, I believe so.
That'd be a weird callback.
I remember this. I remember watching it and remembering this.
Yeah, he definitely said Judy.
I believe there was a Judy.
I don't think that'd be a weird callback.
Especially if that is the Judy, just a random employee at the Great Northern. But I guess nobody's random.
Lucy had been Diane undercover all along.
And Lucy just sort of, perks up.
I mean, when he has that whole, like, Diane made sure this is sent to Albert, where is he? Is he in the actual, like, is he in the police station? Or is he in,
No, this is when Cooper first gets to Twin Peaks.
I'm aware. Is he in the police station, or is he in the morgue?
He's in the morgue.
Okay, that's all I'm asking. I just remember.
I believe he's in the morgue. Oh. Yeah, it's right after he pulls out the name from under Laura's fingernail.
And Audrey says, "Okay, Bob, okay."
So Lucy will be. People are saying Lucy's going to be the one that like distinguishes good Cooper from bad Cooper, but I feel like
no, I think Dorland's going to be able to. I feel like that's instantaneous.
I feel like that's going to be obvious. Yeah, you have
unless of course Mr. C literally like cuts his hair and gets a suit. It's going to be really like easy.
Oh, and what's that movie where there's two the same? And there's a person trying to shoot either of them, and it doesn't know which one the real one is. The robots. I don't remember. That's a movie.
There's a lot of movies.
That's a movie. I don't know what it is. Yes, Judy was her name, and Audrey says, "Okay, Bob, okay."
Yeah, I was reading that before.
Interesting. There's a lot of Bobs. I know. I sincerely hope Laura is the one because David Duchovny dressed as a lady. It's the only other option.
Lucy will know.
I think she will. Lucy is a lot smarter than
she is. But I think she's also still an idiot.
Huh?
I think she's still also an idiot.
She's an idiot for a reason.
Yeah, then that could be the moment.
I mean, the whole thing with the bunny, it's not about the bunny, but it might be about the bunny. We had Jack Rabbit.
Was it about the bunny?
We had Jack Rabbit's palace.
Yeah, you're right. It was about the bunny.
I think it's just more. It's about his heritage and also about the bunny.
Yeah, I think if I was Evil Coop, I'd do the same thing. But like the question is whether or not he'll think that far ahead. Because as we've consistently seen with Bob, he doesn't think he's gonna lose. He gets too cocky.
I think he's freaking out, especially the thing that happened with Richard.
Yeah.
Like he knows that he can't trust anything.
Yeah, it's true.
So that might turn against him. If I were Evil Coop, I would totally cut my hair and get a suit. But also the thing, he would have to like untan himself because he's so like weather aged and stuff. And our Cooper's pretty pale. She's slow but a very intuitive woman. Exactly.
I ate that bunny.
She was having gas and she heard that chocolate helps with gas.
They're hating on me for not giving Lucy enough credit, and you know what? That's fair.
She's slow, but she.
But there's just I don't know.
She has an awareness.
Like everything has a purpose. I know, but like there's something about Lucy that like I feel like she's the complete opposite of Cooper in this aspect because Lucy's still terrified by like cell phones. And by Cooper being Duddy and having that chance to like readjust as Duddy, and like seeing the modern world for what it is,
yeah.
Like that's one thing that it prevents him from freaking out the way that Lucy does.
Getting into shock, yeah.
Exactly, and we kind of see that from Lucy's perspective, where she doesn't really get all the stuff yet.
Interesting. I didn't think about
and then you have when Cooper's Duddy, he'd be standardly confused by all the new stuff anyway, but being able to see it from like a dumbed down perspective. That made sense.
That's an interesting theory.
Yep.
Thought. There's no way they could tie up all the loose ends in 2 episodes. They're not, for sure. Cooper's facial expressions in the teasers look like Mr. C's. Possibly, he looks very stern. I feel like, and we know now that Cooper. I mean, they're going.
Becky's gonna be dead.
Cooper's flying into Spokane, Washington, which he still has to drive into Twin Peaks. I don't think.
Yeah, which is going to give us that scene that we saw in the movies. Or in the trailer.
I know Twin Peaks has. I mean, I think Twin Peaks has the airport. I don't know where Billy Zane's character flies from. Remember in the end? I don't know where that airport is. It might be in Spokane, but it might be in Twin Peaks.
Wouldn't it be funny if she was just like if that was just the most meta thing ever? Where's Billy? And it's literally talking about where's Billy Zane.
Billy Zane.
Because it's like meta as all hell. Just
where's Billy Zane?
I know who the character.
What is Billy Zane's character? I always forget his character.
They said it or in the chat. They said.
Did they?
Yeah. Said it a while ago.
I didn't see.
Yeah,
it.
just look it up.
Let's go through these comments first.
Mm-hmm.
Bad Coop reminds me of Michael Madsen. Yeah.
Yeah, fair.
I could see that. Sean says, I think Becky overdosed on drugs from Steven. That's where I did it, where she did it in the woods came from.
Yeah, Steven's totally dead.
Steven blames himself. Bobby's going to find out if...
I don't think Becky's dead.
I don't know if Becky's dead either, but we'll see.
I think Steven definitely shot himself in the head.
Showdown between Red and Bobby. I think so, too. I think Bobby's going to beat the crap out of Red. I want to see it. Katrina says, Evil Coop will have stock up on some fair and lovely white
John Justice Wheeler.
Yes, John Justice Wheeler.
Yep.
Jack.
I was thinking Bill Hastings as well, with Billy. That was a name that came up in my head as well.
I'm with you in Becky's theory. That's how I read it. Yeah. They will pose many questions as they answer in the finale. I think so, too. John Justice Wheeler.
Yep.
Where's Chet Desmond? I want to know.
We've been talking about that this entire time. Chet Desmond!
We all want to know where Chet is. I hope we find out.
Oh,
maybe we'll find out in the final dossier, though.
To point out, because people...
do you remember if Chet is discussed in the Secret History of Twin Peaks? I don't remember.
There's a picture of him in the Secret History of Twin Peaks.
I have to go back and look.
There is a picture.
They didn't... I don't remember what they say about him.
I was going to say, because you said that s'mores donut looks very, like, intimidating, and no one has any idea what the hell that meant. So I just wanted to show them, this is the s'mores donut. Like, this is nuts. Like, just
hold it.
Insane.
In front of the camera. It'll focus.
S'mores donut. So... yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I still have to finish my Apple one.
Yeah, you still have your Apple one.
Billy is Bill Hastings? That'd be interesting because then that would mean Audrey is probably in the void. And I need to show you guys something.
Ooh. We get shown something. What if
I believe the website, the search for the zone website was reset. The visitor counter was reset sometime yesterday, and it isn't nuts. It's s'mores. That should be the s'mores slogan.
Yeah, that's good.
A policeman's dream.
That's a disturbing donut.
Katrina says that's an intimidating donut.
Yeah. I'm going with the standard
Julia
apple glaze.
says you're killing me with that donut. They're really good. I need to finish mine.
He hasn't finished his apple crumb yet. I'm just doing an apple cider vinegar donut. Or an apple cider donut? What do they call it? Can't cut this thing in there. Apple cider donut. Apple cider donut. Standard. Generic old fashioned. Just with apple stuff inside of it and cinnamon.
Rosenfield's about to go get some donuts.
Mm-hmm. Do it. Worth it.
Something, what else can we address? We might see Annie. We might get more news about Annie. The thing with Annie is Norma says she doesn't have any family. But we see her mom in the original series.
Mm-hmm.
And we see Annie, who's her sister.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes no sense. Unless she just doesn't want to tell that guy about her family.
Feasible. Where's the gluten? Oh,
Julia.
Sorry.
That stinks.
We're literally killing her with the donut.
Police. All right. So
I do like there's definitely pills for celiacs. Just saying. There's like things you totally do it. I know it's not. Sometimes it's not worth it for some people. Or like I don't want to take a pill for this, but donuts.
The first two soundtrack albums come out in the UK next week. I hope they incorporate some of Lynch's sound designs featured throughout the season. Actually, Nathaniel, I downloaded this.
He knows.
There is a thing by the sound.
I think there's definitely more than one owl ring. There's like multiple owl rings.
Oh, for sure.
In the secret history of Twin Peaks, it kind of comes up with the fact there are multiple ones that people somewhat collect.
There is a anthology resource by Dean Hurley who works on the sound for Twin Peaks, and it's a lot of the. Look, I don't know if we could focus here, but it's called Anthology Resource Volume 1, and it has a lot of the sounds from Twin Peaks, like that. That's already out, by the way. You could get that. And there's a vinyl of that, but I don't know if I'd get the vinyl of just sound effects, stuff like that.
I mean, the vinyl of that.
That'd be pretty eerie just to have on a loop during
just do that. Halloween?
Halloween, yeah.
Or just for fun.
I definitely pre-ordered those albums. Cameron, I think I'm done for now. I should be good later. Cameron's obnoxious and anonymous.
Oh, all right. I might be here, but I might be somewhere else. I don't know. I might be upstairs.
Kyle,
you guys do your thing.
100Z Mad said Kyle said we would find out how Annie is. I mean, we shall find out, or maybe they'll push it. Who knows?
Where's the Annie? We did the.
She's okay.
Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine. That's it. Barrett says not sure if it's been mentioned yet, but who shot at the diner and why?
There was this little kid that just had a handgun in his and it went off a few dozen times.
Yeah, there's a little kid.
Yeah.
Actually,
right before the kid throwing up, because you just mentioned that, right before the kid threw up, there was a little kid with a gun.
The kid throwing up. I don't know if that was. I don't know what they're relate to, that woman and the kid, but they say that some people that come into contact with the doppelganger or like that evil get sick like that.
Yeah, they did mention that a bunch of times in episode 4.
But again, I don't know if that's what happens with that little kid. That scene cracks me up though. The woman screaming, I die every time. And what is the significance of 119? Well, the box in Argentina is Philip Jeffries. Buenos Aires, Philip Jeffries has something to do with that. And we know when the woman texts the number back, the woman that gets killed by Ike the Spike, that's when the box shrinks, I believe.
Yeah, what happens with that box when it shrunk? I want to know what that does.
Things are just disappearing and reappearing.
Oh, I was talking about this with you before, which we didn't mention on the stream. I feel like it's completely feasible we might actually get a Bowie Jeffries today, simply because when we see after this convenience store / gas station, after Mr. C leaves Jeffries as a teapot, the room starts flashing like very quickly, like electronically flashing after he leaves. At which point, once Mr. C leaves the actual woodsman hideout, that place starts flashing in the exact same way / codex as Jeffrey's room is flashing. I know that also the temporal, and then what happens with that, if you don't remember, is a temporal distortion, and that thing then disappears. But when that disappears, since it's the same thing, that could mean Jeffries is flashing out of where that room is. So, feasible.
I want to know where in the timeline that Jeffries is.
Ooh, that's good.
That's another thing I want to know. I think in the Secret History, Norma's hypocritical mom.
Hey!
Thank you for subscribing,
Thanks.
Maureen. I think in Secret History, Norma's hypercritical mom and sweaty stepdad died. I could be wrong. I don't remember that, but I believe it. In Secret History, they don't mention Annie as Norma's sister. Yeah, I don't remember that either. In her bio, no sister. Walton says,
Ballad of Norma and
Walton says, yes, I think there are many rings too. I think so.
Yep. Not everything in the book is 100% accurate. True.
Yeah, there is a talk that things have been messed with in the book. Originally put together by Major Briggs and noted by Tammy, but
and also some bits by Cooper.
Somebody has gotten to it before that, and I want to say probably Mr. C.
Most likely. Frost has said not everything. Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Who in the 3 coordinates come from, and who is trying to trap him? There was we actually watched as all 3 coordinates are given out. So
Diane, Ray, and
who's the guy that shot at him and then
Diane?
Was that Ray? That's not Ray.
Ray, the one that he killed.
Okay, maybe it was Ray.
He says, like, I could give you the wrong numbers or whatever before he kills him. I can't remember who the third one is, though.
But, like, yeah, there were 3 definite moments that definitely happened.
Nathaniel. Yeah, check it out. I do not have the Eraserhead soundtrack. Sometime. Jeanette says, I think the kid scene is a commentary on gun control.
Oh, it's totally. Yeah, 100%.
Yep. Especially how the kid looks so apathetic.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit what he just did.
And the dad is, I don't know, he doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, not at all.
We got...
Documentaries have been stitched together by the FBI to conceal the truth about... I mean, somewhat... Yeah,
well, we know a lot of it's redacted, too.
Yeah, there's a lot of redacted.
So much mystery still. Katrina says, I agree the kid is after dad who clearly has issues with gun safety.
And then Katrina disappears.
Bye, Katrina.
Bye. Yeah, we've been doing this for an hour and 10 minutes, and more people have started watching as we've gone.
That's usually what
awesome.
happens. I mean, it's also like an hour later, so people are waking up and finding out.
Yeah. But yeah, so any other ideas, guys? Because now I'll put it to you, because, you know.
Are we going to find out more about Major Briggs? That's what I want.
Probably.
Like, who killed Major Briggs? Agent C. You think?
Mr. C killed him. Mr. C had to have killed him.
And why was his head floating in space?
Because remember when Bill Hastings was talking about how in the middle of nothingness...
Yeah, he started
floating, and then someone ripped his head off.
Did somebody rip it off?
Yeah, I thought Bill pointed out that someone ripped off his head. Because that's what he was like freaking out about. We can go back and watch that scene, but I feel like that happened. And then the woodsman.
He's never gonna go scuba diving.
Nope. The question is, how did her head get ripped off on the Briggs body too? It could be.
Oh, the other coordinates were. Well, there was coordinates on the arm of the secretary.
There you go.
I just remembered. I'm like, well,
that's
what happened to the
second?
Oh, wait, that's right.
That was the third moment that Mr. C got coordinates. There you go. So we know that Mr. C ripped off the head, put the bodies back together, and threw them apart. It's also the reason why we have the Douglas Jones ring inside of
Janie's ring.
Briggs, Janie's ring. The Duddy's ring that Janie gave him. That was in Briggs' body. Self is a statement on the moral and spiritual and human decay and the current zeitgeist. Yeah, that was. Yep. So commentary on gun control and exactly. Yep. And
we know Mark Frost's stance on that. So that's definitely Mark Frost making a statement. What's the connection with Major Briggs and him saying Judy Garland? He says Judy Garland.
Yep.
Well, there's like hella Wizard of Oz.
Everything's Wizard of Oz.
In this show. There's a lot of green. We have also the green jade. We have the rings. We have what else is green? There's so much.
We have Ike the Spike as a munchkin who literally kills people.
Yeah. Mr. C.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Mr. C. clearly killed Briggs.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, Joe. We all just ganged up on that obviously happened.
There's just like a lot of Wizard of Oz. The French girl that Gordon is in the hotel room. She's wearing red shoes.
Yep.
Again, I don't know if that's anything that could just be. A lot of people wear red shoes. Audrey wears red shoes a lot in the original series.
That's true. And she's the one kind of the Dorothy of that series. What? And I'm not wrong. Just go back and think about it.
And last episode we have the whole scene where Cooper wakes up from the coma, and it's sort of looks like almost like a shot for shot
of when Dorothy wakes up.
Of when Dorothy wakes up from her sleep.
All right, so let me think about that for a second. Now, Audrey's now disappeared into an all-white room with a mirror in it. There's got to be something Oz in there. Because Audrey is definitely the Dorothy of the last season. With changing her ways and finding a new meaning to her existence and finding meaning to her family. Mm-hmm. And all of that. She goes through an entire arc. She goes through a Dorothy arc.
This is true.
And we start
I've
off
never read
by
the
being...
book, so I feel like there's more in the Wizard of Oz book that probably would accommodate a lot of the things we're seeing.
But she definitely we start off with the first thing of being the red ruby shoes. So, yep. That's why everyone originally thought that Cooper got stuck with the girl's shoes walking, and then in the event it just turned out he was staring at the plug. I'm looking for outlets around the room. Outlet, yeah.
Because I think there's music for when. Oh no, it's what music is playing when the woman walks? Is it the national anthem?
It might be.
And then he looks, and then she walks across. He follows her, and then he looks at the outlet.
If you guys remember, tell us.
He said Judy Garland. His name is Garland Briggs.
Yep.
We all know Garland's fear.
Oh yeah, who is Judy? Fear. Just Briggs.
Well, that's what we're maybe. Maybe Garland has a code name Judy.
That would make sense.
One of the theories going around, but I feel like that's way too on the nose. I don't know.
And he Wyndham Earl Doppels.
Why would Mr. C leave...
I'm surprised it didn't happen.
Why would Mr. C leave Major Briggs' body? Is this a game to him because it's evidence to us?
Yeah, it's totally a game.
He probably... I don't know. See, that's my... Because then he put the ring in, and I feel like that would be too... That'd be giving too much.
I don't think he'd... I think that Bob likes doing that. I think that happened last time too.
Oh well, yeah, with the thing.
Yeah, Bob loves leaving little things to be able to be found out.
This is true. That might be a Bob touch rather than a
Mr. C doppelganger. Yeah, no, that's totally Bob. It's America the Beautiful that was playing. Thank you.
Okay, yes.
No, that's totally a Bob thing. Man. Bob likes the chase and Bob likes the game, and with Bob being able to be found out, he wants someone to look for him. It's the more that you look for Bob, the more you almost become like him. That's kind of an argument of you have to think like Bob, and Laura fighting him, Cooper going after him consistently over 2 different cases. It's kind of like a thing about him. So why would he leave the ring? Because he wanted someone to find them. He wanted someone to see what he was
chase
doing.
Him, yeah.
Exactly. Unfortunately, the problem is the chase worked.
Yeah,
exactly. That's That was our third one. When we were trying to figure out what number 3 was, that was number 3.
Any Wyndham Earl doppels or references later? I don't know. I feel like Wyndham Earl is done.
I feel like there should have been a reference to Wyndham Earl. I feel like there should have been a reference to Wyndham Earl and the girl who got thrown into the Black Lodge as well.
What girl?
The girl who he brought into the Black Lodge.
Annie.
Yeah, Annie. Okay.
I forgot
what her name was.
That was Annie. Yeah. Kind of off topic, but does anyone know where Eddie Vedder got his stage name? That's actually his real name.
Yeah, completely.
The stage name he uses is his actual name. Eddie Vedder is his stage name. So he flipped the script there.
Yep.
Yes, Stephanie, you're right. That was his real name. Eddie Vedder is a very
This coffee is cold and it's still good.
Rock star-ish name.
One more time for the people that are here now. The coffee we're drinking today. Joey, you do it. You're better at this. There we go. From Stumpland. Stumptown.
Really good.
Delicious. Not being paid at all. Just delicious.
Good.
If anyone wants to at them, though, that'd be pretty sweet. And Joey, good coffee would be amazing.
Oh, that would be. So, let's see. Anything else we could.
I mean, we open up to you guys because you guys think of the stuff and then we talk about it more. So, if you have anything else, please feel free to ask. I think we might be
winding down a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's been an hour and 18 minutes in.
There we go. Bob likes to have fun. You're right.
He does. He likes playing games.
Fire walk with me.
Literally.
All right, so what do you guys think about...
Which is funny that the Fireman is a Thanstone dance pop.
What do you think about Laura? Is the Laura that gets killed in the original in Fire Walk with Me the real Laura?
Yeah.
Bob is far-stretched, supernatural equivalent of narcissistic and psychopathic. They're killers like the
100%, yeah.
He knows he can't be in prison, likes to thrill the chase.
Yep.
Exactly.
That's it.
He thinks he's above it all, but until he's struck down...
We'll see if that happens.
He literally almost got struck down by lightning. if he had gone on that rock.
If he had just tried, that would have been it.
But I'm still thinking a fake Laura was killed. But then this goes back to why this makes sense for why Laura is in the Black Lodge. But the only thing is Leland. Leland is the kicker for me. Why is Leland
in the Black Lodge? That is true. Because Laura put herself into the Black Lodge.
Yeah, I think so.
But real Leland, why? It's not like just an afterlife. Like there's something else there.
I mean, I know Leland's doppelganger was in the Black Lodge, but it seems like both of them are.
Yeah, which is weird.
I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but like in the scene where in the end of season 2, like you have the scene where doppelganger Leland and Cooper are like laughing together, right? And then he like stands behind like chuckling to himself.
I think so.
But then
I can't remember if that was Leland or Bob.
Well, Bob laughs too. There's a lot of
laughing in that last episode.
Maybe it's Leland that wants to be with Bob again.
I really don't think that's the case.
I think he wants to be with Laura. He always wanted that.
Yeah.
You think there's any connection to Richard returning into mega electricity static and Audrey waking up? Yep.
Totally. I mean,
I think
her son's death triggers something inside of her because even no matter where she is.
The whole 2 birds, 1 stone thing, because Richard was standing on a stone and then 2 people became free. You have Cooper that woke up and Audrey that woke up.
Now, when I was watching, I actually missed Richard dying. Because I got in like 10 minutes in. So I literally started the episode 10 minutes late and missed that entirely.
Goodbye, son.
Yeah, that was a moment. But I think by saying that does point out the entire thing.
I think...
Well, I mean, everyone's released by electricity.
It was just poetic, yeah.
Everyone's released by electricity. Cooper with the thing.
I mean, the only thing that woke up Audrey was that fight that kind of triggered her during her dance. Any ideas on Linda? Linda's probably either Annie and Cooper's daughter or Annie and Diane's, but I'm I mean Annie and Diane's, Cooper's and Diane's, but I'm leaning more toward Annie's. And I think that's how we're going to find out about Annie. I want the Big Bang Roadhouse scenes to be resolved. There's something off about all of them. Is it a phantom place like the convenience store or even a lodge itself? I mean, we do have the red curtains on stage.
All right, so here's what I think.
Danielle says Leland died while Bob was inside of him, right? So maybe he was possessed when he died and he went to the lodge.
But he wasn't, though, because Bob, like, zoomed out of him,
he
right?
He left Leland.
Yeah, like, because he leaves Leland to have Leland feel all the pain of raping and killing his daughter.
He remembers everything.
Yeah, he did it on purpose. Bob.
Which is why I'm so confused.
Yeah. Unless because he was in Leland for so long that a permanent part of Leland was attached to him and was thrown into the lodge.
That's possible.
When it comes to the Roadhouse, as much as I want it to be like one of those scenes from Community where like it's just a consistent background scene that keeps happening and there's a story that goes along that's almost not connected to what happens, where it's like, oh, yeah, no, I had a good day, and he delivered a baby over the course of like an entire year. I think even though as much as I want it to be that, I think that it's completely feasible that all of those scenes, save for maybe the scenes with James, but not the scene where James is singing. Every other scene, I want to say, is pretty much legitimately in Audrey's head, or is in Audrey's mind.
Anything involving Billy?
Anything involving Billy, yeah. The scenes with James, but not this, because everything. Damn it, James when he's singing. We don't have the Billy conversation beforehand. We just have the Tina conversation beforehand. We just get James singing, which was just
James or Sky Ferreira with like the weird like underarm itch.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of weird. We got a lot of him.
Yan says, "I'm wondering about the zombie girl in the car with the big."
Yeah, we already talked about that. That was weird.
That was an epic scene. It was not just dropped there. I'm wondering if we're gonna have more info about. I don't know. I think it was just a comment. I think that was like a one-off comment. But the thing with the girl being sick, yeah, the drug, that might have been something. The girl with the horrible rashes, Sky Ferreira, yeah. I think so. I don't know if we'll find out more about that. That might be something else.
Bob turns into an owl after Leland's death, yep.
Will Nebreu, but that's what on script the scene sort of plays out like that, but not textually conclusive. Which scene are you talking about, Bolton? Was it ever referred to as a bang bang in the original Twin Peaks? I don't remember. The sign is up there. It says it has the bang bang sign, but people call it the Roadhouse. It's the Roadhouse, I guess, including the bang bang bar. I don't know.
Yeah, I've always called it the Roadhouse.
Yeah, but it's called the Roadhouse.
Always had the bang bang bar above it. Yeah.
I mean, I watched the first episode yesterday, and it looked like the gun sign.
It's the same. Yeah, exactly.
But people call it the Roadhouse. People were giving me crap earlier in the season because they were telling me it was two different things, but it's the same place.
It's the same spot. Yeah.
It's just, there's not two different places. So the diner scene is totally dreamish, and that explains changing customers. That scene, I don't know. That scene kicks me. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know if you know this.
Which diner scene?
There's a scene at the end of one of the episodes where it's just like a shot of the diner after the like. Does anybody know where Billy is?
Oh yeah.
And yeah, the looking for Billy scene. And that's another scene with Billy where something weird, like dreamy, kind of happens. Because then the different shots, there's like different people in different spots, like. And
it changes it.
So that's another Billy.
I mean, we had the weird stuff with Hank as well. Not Hank. Hank?
People were saying, is anybody originally when that scene aired? People were saying, has anyone seen Bing? I don't know. Or
what was that? Hank? They're messing up characters now.
Hank was Norma's husband.
Yeah, all right. So with Hank, you have him in the mirror when he's eating the soup. And he's not eating the soup anymore. And
you're thinking about Ed.
Ed, damn it. Yeah. All right, so sorry, everybody. So when Big Ed's eating the soup, and then it switches, and you see Ed still eating soup in the mirror, but he's not eating it anymore, sitting in front of you.
There's like that weird glitch.
Yeah, there's like that weird glitch. Also, we still had the fact that Sonny Jim's blinks in reverse. He doesn't blink normally. We also have the fact that Diane, the conduit Diane, tells everyone that Janie E is like her estranged sister. But that's conduit Diane that says that. So does that mean that Janie E is also a conduit? And that's the entire family is fake, and it's just a family of conduits.
A character named Bane pokes his head in and asks, "Had anyone seen Billy?" Okay. Yeah, I remember hearing that. Thanks, Buck.
There's just an error in the subtitles. That's great.
There was something I wanted to comment on.
Sorry.
That you said.
What if Billy is Cooper? Ooh. I'm not saying that makes perfect sense. That literally the entire time she's looking for Cooper.
Yeah.
And that's Billy.
She's in love with Cooper, but for some reason it's manifesting itself as Billy. So,
because Billy Zane. Because that's the joke.
Billy Zane.
It is. That would be great. That's the joke.
And at Williams, it is like going to the grocery store. You don't use the name of it. It's the only one in town. Yeah, exactly. People that don't seem to be related keep mentioning an uncle. The lady in the card says her uncle is going to be there. And Tina's daughter says a few times she can't remember if her uncle is there. That's right.
Yeah.
And you know what? That likens back to the Chet Desmond scene about that's my mother's sister's girl. And then he asks Sam Stanley, what's missing in that thing? And then Sam says, the uncle.
There's a lot of uncle.
So there's a missing uncle. There's consistently a missing uncle. What does that mean?
And then, of course... Brother Horne hits his head into a wall. Right? Am I not crazy about that?
Hits his head into
like Audrey's brother goes and runs directly head first into a wall.
Yes.
And he's Richard's uncle. And then Richard runs in and he falls to the floor and there's an entire thing. And Jerry is also literally missing.
That's right.
Yeah, Jerry's literally missing and watches his nephew die.
Jerry is Audrey's uncle.
Yep, and watches his grandnephew die. Sorry, I had to add grand in there.
The uncle was in jail and related to the sheriff? I don't know what you mean. In that case, the uncle's Uncle Sam.
Yeah, that's feasible.
Yeah, but I guess Tony, right? That's Audrey's brother's name?
I thought it was Dale. That's why I thought it was funny that you named your character Dale Horne. I know it's Dale Cooper, but still. Oh, Dale Horne. We play a role-playing name.
Johnny Horne. So Johnny's technically Richard's uncle. But yeah, there's a whole.
In Fire Walk with Me?
The uncle was in jail and related to the sheriff in Fire Walk with Me.
Johnny Horne is Richard's granduncle.
I don't remember.
Because no, Johnny Horne is Richard's uncle, which we knew about, which is the whole thing. Yeah.
Johnny, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about with the missing uncle. I mean, the uncle that was in jail. It's not connecting.
But yeah, so Richard. Yeah, that happens.
Yeah, Richard. I mean, Johnny's Richard's
uncle, who then all that stuff happens with the grandmother and whatnot.
I wonder if anything's going to happen with Johnny.
Why did Johnny run headfirst into a wall?
Huh. Now he's kind of like even more brain dead. Chet explains it on the card sheet. Yeah. Uncle was in jail related to the sheriff. Oh. Whole story, the uncle is in jail. Interesting.
I feel like we're about to spiral into a circle.
I don't remember that the jail part. I have to rewatch that. Hold on. Let's see. Uncle is in jail. I think I have Fire Walk with Me on this computer or something.
Just search it.
I'm gonna look that up because I don't remember. That would be interesting. This jail thing.
Mr. C.
It says Mr. C.
Tulpas talking.
Gordon even busts his fingers
That's
over
true.
his face.
What's missing?
Behind bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Saw an interview with Laura Dern yesterday, and she was saying that David made her do the weirdest thing for the last 2 episodes. I wonder what it will be. Have you seen this?
I don't want to see this article now. This is one of those moments where it's like we want to keep all the spoilers out because I don't want to know any of it because it's so much better to not know any of it. I forgot you just turned off all the stuff for that. If for all of us wondering, we're currently looking up Chet in the car.
I'll explain it to you.
That face.
Top Travel says he's so excited about tonight, I could puke. Yeah, he's really looking. And we're gonna see Lowell again.
Yep.
And the sheriff's uncle was in federal prison. So the sheriff of the town in in Oregon?
Yeah, was in federal prison. But Mr. C was not in prison at that point in time because Dale had not been split yet.
The sheriff's uncle is in federal prison. Interesting. I have no idea what to make.
No, I have no idea what to make of that either. Well, I mean, it worked for I don't know, what could it be for the rest of the season? That's the turn to sound up, Home Slice.
Jerry?
But why would he be the sheriff's uncle? Yeah, why would he be at all related to... I mean, granted, if you can point out that, like, Audrey's whatnot, but I don't feel like they had a connection to the Oregon case. I feel like the Horns weren't in a thing.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I mean, that would, and even so, if it was the Horns, it would be the 80s, so it wouldn't even matter to a little bit. It's like a little earlier, so Audrey's still just a mischievous teenager, and
Jerry was off doing like the
Jerry's off in Europe at that point. Yeah, where it comes in with the baguettes. Why haven't we done that?
We should have gotten baguettes.
Why haven't we done baguettes with Brie? Oh my God, what have we done? We've got to do that today for tonight. Oh my God, yeah.
I have Kyle MacLachlan's wine.
Yep. Why is Laura the one? Because she literally came out of the fireman's head. Like the fireman seeing Bob and seeing the creation of Bob, Laura is his answer to Bob. And that's why he's the fireman. And that's why Bob is the fire. Bob is the fire because guess what? He was created in a nuclear bomb explosion. Boom. The finale will be Diane sweeping the floor for 2 hours. Starring Kyle MacLachlan. That is great. Diane just fucked this the entire time. He got a chance to meet Kyle MacLachlan on Thursday.
This is wine.
I was sick. I didn't get a chance to. They actually gave
He signs a coupe.
Gia and those guys gave Kyle MacLachlan a copy of the Remembrance Kickstarter, where he also signed a copy of the game that we play, and he decided to take a picture with our friend Taylor as though they were two guys being politicians, and Taylor plays a politician in the game without Kyle MacLachlan knowing. So it's like a weird moment where like Kyle was like, let's take pictures as politicians, and it turns out Taylor plays a politician in that game. Joey's now going to throw up some pictures of him and Mr. Koopa.
I was like mid-blink, it looks like, or something.
Yep, you were just...
It was all the wine in the air.
We were going to buy a case, and I got sick.
Yeah, so I just decided to get one.
Yeah. I didn't have my car. I actually would have gone minus the sickness if I had my car by then.
14% alcohol by volume.
What if Linda is someone who worked at the sheriff's department and the missing uncle was in federal prison?
What if Linda is someone who in the sheriff's department and the missing uncle was in federal prison?
Well, that would point Linda right back into being Lucy.
And we have seen a federal prison this
Yeah.
season.
We have.
Maybe he was in there.
Yeah, there was a lot of Kyle Joy. Most of our friends, well, at least most of my friends, like have all pictures with him. I'm just like,
He's so nice.
I'm such a grumpy puss. So I need to do it.
I mean, he is doing another signing tasting in next month.
Where?
New York.
Maybe.
Would it be weird if I go twice?
No, because then it's like, no, he needed to bring me.
I do want to go to Twin Peaks Fest next year, though.
Everything the Fireman shows Andy is the White Lodge is largely taken from episode 8. Yes. They must be the key elements to play the finale. Yes. The scene between the Fireman and Cooper would then follow.
I think so.
Yep. Two birds, one stone. Richard and Linda meant they were twins. Ooh, that's fair.
I mean, yeah, I thought possibly. But the whole thing with the two birds, one stone, maybe Linda goes to that stone and something else happens. Because Richard is standing on a stone when he gets electrocuted. But if Lucy was in prison and not watching her sister having a baby?
I think we've gone into spiral territory. Spiral territory is when we come up with an idea that just keeps spiraling, but it doesn't really answer anything. Just that's spiral territory.
I don't know what to make of that.
Drained. But yeah, to Mike, before when you went off to get to the line, he asked about, which I answered pretty quickly, which is why is Laura the one, which is literally Fireman's head. Yeah, Bob Fireman meant to put out the fire. Bob.
Fireman conceived the idea of Laura. Where's Francesca Eastwood? Good question. Because she does look like Cheryl Lee. Have you seen her? Look at this.
No, but I'm going to be shown.
It's Clint Eastwood's daughter.
Okay. I mean...
Like, just... well, that's...
that is not the picture you were expecting. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was another picture I saw where it almost, like... It kind of looks like she could be Laura Palmer, or at least, like, her daughter or something.
Yeah, she really does. Wow, yeah, that would be surprising.
We'll see her.
All right.
Another pretty blonde.
Go?
We still have 50.
Jordan really loves pretty blondes.
We still have Deer Meadow. Yeah.
We still have 50 more minutes.
We still have 50 people in here.
I know. It's ongoing.
Deer Meadow. Yeah. Should I have another donut?
You should have another donut. For those of us who have not been watching this entire time, we got delicious donuts. You know what you should do? You should eat that tres leche because it is delicious.
I don't know that.
It is phenomenal.
I might have the other half of that apple cider.
Oh, that's fair. I'll hand it over to you.
One cool thing, Double Trouble says, one cool thing I found what the weird diving bell things are from the Mauve Zone, Floating Cube and Jeffries. Oh? Aren't they from like David Lynch's like his artwork?
Because he does a lot of that stuff in the artwork.
Why are they flying to Spokane? I think that's...
This is the closest they can get.
Yeah, I think that's just
there's no
close to wherever Twin Peaks is.
Yeah, what was the where we have to talk about where the airfield was that the other dude ended up where Jack showed up, but
Billy Zane's character. Yeah, I want to know where that is. I want to know if that's in Twin Peaks or Spokane.
It might be in Spokane, which is why he had a run.
Twin Peaks has no airport.
Yeah, that's it. Boom.
Yeah, and I think SeaTac is...
Oh, the one-man bomb shelters from World War II.
They're the one-man... Oh.
Yeah.
Tulpa Trouble coming in clutch.
Boom.
It looks like a tea kettle? Hold on, I'm going to look this up. I'm going to look up some pictures. I'll put them in the chat.
Boom, 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 boom.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that does look like a tea kettle.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
That is... Wow.
One-man bomb shell. Wow. There's a lot of reference to nuclear bombs.
Oh, yeah. That's where it all started.
God. Yeah.
The evil that men do.
Yeah, totally.
Thanks,
for Tulpa, good job, man. No, we know that they're real. We just searched them up. We're gonna...
I've seen them before, but I didn't even think of them.
Yeah, we're gonna add that image up so everyone can see what you're pointing out because that is totally...
That's a good one.
That is really good.
Get that, guys.
Yeah, boom. That was a good catch, man. Good job, or madam, whatever. Hashtag Tulpa.
Word up, I'm the bomb diggity. Props. Yeah, look at that. I mean,
Lincoln County, there are lots of references to Lincoln season 3. Any ideas?
Yep. There's Lincoln County. There are lots of references in Lincoln in season 3. Not sure.
I mean, what county is Twin Peaks in? Do we know?
Probably Spokane. Let's see. I've never been to Spokane.
Well, I've never left.
A little bit too far out of Seattle.
I've never gone that distance.
What significance does Lincoln County have?
That's good. Good question. One thing I've read a little theory is that this whole season is just a dream of someone. But they see that's what I said before. Where this, if that was the case, I think some of the scenes definitely are. I really do think anything with Billy is any scene where Billy comes up is Audrey's dream.
Some of it is a dream.
I think that's
of it
totally
is not. That's what I'd say.
That's fair. I do totally think that. Yeah, she really looks like young Laura. Exactly. Yes, she does.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Freeing the Tulpa peoples because they are slaves. Yeah, that works too. That's not bad. That's fair. Because they're literally slaves to Bob.
There might be good ones. Not good ones. You are the bomb. Tulpa trouble. I don't know. Lincoln County. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. I
also have the internet.
I have the Wikipedia up, but I don't think it's going to tell me anything.
I'm going to look up Lincoln County extraterrestrials.
What is counties completely dependent on agriculture, primarily wheat farming? I'd be surprised if there was some corn stuff happening. Maybe that's where.
Have aliens visited Lincoln County is the first thing I just found on YouTube.
Well, that would be the significance. Aliens. I should have guessed.
Yeah, it's usually aliens.
Because the first question I ask when I ever watch, 60 miles west. Whenever I watch a new show or anything, is are there aliens in it? That is my first and only question.
If you describe the science theory of these visitors traveling very long way,
aliens, basically aliens.
Usually aliens.
Leslie Wilson says the bell-looking thing is similar to the Die Glock, the Nazi bell, reportedly secret weapon.
I mean, all of this works.
It's hopeless. Just saying. The bomb diggity comment was totally accident. Well, it's okay. I dug it. I'm gonna look up this Nazi bell. See what that looks like. It might be very similar to the one we just showed. Glock. This might be even closer.
This is just a mixture of things.
It's just a bell. It's a bell shape, so it's anything that's a bell is going to look like this.
Yeah, it's true.
But it does look very industrial and whatnot.
Wunderwaffle. I love how it's literally called the Wunderwaffle. You can't even be like Wunderwaff. That's literally what it's called. Similar to science fiction fandom exists around it and other alleged sci-fi Nazi miracle weapons. Holy crap.
Hold on. You guys have to see this.
Yeah. Because that looks ridiculously...
I'm going to see what this is about.
Speculated that the Die Glock ended up in a Nazi-friendly South American country.
All right, I found this...
Perhaps Brazil.
I found this image, and hold on to your boots.
Because that is very ridiculous. On the other hand, speculated there was a move to the United States as part of a deal made with SS General Hans Kalmar. Farrell speculated it was recovered as part of the Pittsburgh UFO incident.
Look what I found.
That's Pennsylvania.
Now, this is interesting. There's a portal back there. I don't know. I'm trying to look up what this is about. But
what the reference is.
There's a portal, and we know that there was like a little smoke thing and smoke circle thing.
Allegedly, an experiment carried out by the Third Reich scientists working for the SS in a German facility known as Der Reiche, also known as the Giant, near the Welkes mine close to the Czech border, Die Glock, which is the bell. is described as being a device made out of a hard, heavy metal, approximately 2.7 meters wide, which is 9 feet for us Americans, and 3.7 to 4.6 meters high, 12 to 15 feet, having a shape similar to a large bell. According to an interview of Wachowski by Cook, the device essentially contained 2 counter-rotating cylinders which were filled with a mercury-like substance, violet in color. This metallic liquid was codenamed Serum 525 and was stored in a heavy, tall, thin thermos flask a meter high and encased in lead. Additional substances, yada, yada, yada. When activated, is having an effect zone extending 150 to 200 meters. Within the zone, crystals would form in animal tissue, blood would gel and separate, while plants would decompose to a grease-like substance. Wachowski also said that 5 of the original 7 scientists working on the project died in the course of the tests. Based on certain external indications, states that the ruins of a concrete framework, ostensibly dubbed the Henge, in the vicinity of the Wencausis mine, some 3.7 looking to see. May have also served as a test rig for an experiment with anti-gravity propulsion generated.
Jesus Christ.
However, the derelict structure itself has been interpreted resembling the remains of a conventional industrial cooling tower.
That's some. And that says, or Leslie says, that Glock was mentioned in The Secret History, right? I don't remember. I only read it once, so there's a lot missing in my brain. Mr. H was Mr. C was interested in teleportation, Tesla, William Reich, etc. Mr. H. I think you mean Mr. C, Mr. H.
Totally.
Interesting. He wanted to go to. Is Mr. C a Nazi?
Is Bob
a Nazi?
I mean, he was created in the death of the Nazi Party.
Also, when the convenience store fades out, it's kind of like a TARDIS. I think so too.
It does kind of like a TARDIS.
Maybe Lynch and Frost are Doctor Who fans.
Lock in the Mauve Zone, Twin Peaks.
I could see Frost being Mr. H is Hitler.
That also makes sense.
Mr. Adolf. Mr. H. Yeah. This is getting deep. This is too deep for breakfast. This is supposed to be a casual breakfast chat. Talking about Hitler now. Interesting. This is interesting. It probably was in The Secret History, but I don't remember.
Guess what? It also happens. The several underground structures. The Cerise, the giant, was also known as being in the Owl Mountains.
What?
Good job.
Wait, what? The Owl Mountains?
The Owl Mountains. In Germany.
The Owl
Mountains. The giant is the place where it was housed, and literally there's owls. So it's all the Twin Peaks. And there was
one of those bell things in
the giant's house. Yeah, literally, literally in the giant's house. It was right there.
Send me the link on Twitter.
There is lots of Nazi stuff in Secret History.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. I knew that, but I haven't retained a lot. I really need to go back and read it. Yep. Holy Jesus.
Bell shelter, plans for what looks like the floating space cube and the curved. Yeah, Jesus, wow. Okay, yeah. So.
I mean, those German Nazi engineers were like super. Peace Frog says, "Holy cannoli."
Yeah, holy cannoli's good. We
don't have cannolis. We have donuts.
We have donuts.
Jesus.
Yeah. That was a lot of info to take in.
Uncovering things. Thanks for everybody that's contributing. Good.
This has been great.
Annette, thanks. Oh, you guys, Jesus.
Yep. Yeah.
I didn't expect this.
This is a lot of info.
Oh my gosh.
We do know Mark Frost loves this type of stuff, right? Like it's not just.
I mean, you can't like Nazis be what they were. Their engineers were pretty phenomenal. Their physicists.
Yeah, we hate Nazis, but we like brilliant people. Which is not to say that the Nazis are brilliant, but like scientists are awesome.
Crazy. Oh.
Jesus. I hope if anyone quotes that, it's quoted as scientists are awesome, not any of the stuff that came before it.
There's gonna be a news report next week.
Yeah, there we go.
Local area teacher That's a Nazi sympathizer.
Nope. Oh my God, my Tinder profile literally starts off with hashtag Nazi lives don't matter.
Oh, Jesus. Wish it was more from Lynch's mind. Don't undervalue Mark Frost.
No, yeah, definitely. We can't
He's
undermine Mark Frost. He's brilliant.
Yes, the secret space program brought those Nazi scientists to America.
Yes, it did. Yeah, it's 100%
that much I know. Someplace I saw speculation that Diaglock was perhaps an experiment in teleportation or cross-dimensional communication. Sorry, don't remember what.
That's fine. All of this is completely possible because at this moment in time, we're talking about secret experiments and different ideas.
And that would explain how Jeffries shows up in Philadelphia in The Fire Walk with Me.
Yes, it would. It would also explain how Jeffries does everything that Jeffries does and the reason why he's sitting in one when Bob talks to him.
Wow. Just original with the way Lynch puts all the random stuff together, piece for all. Yeah, Lynch and Frost together, oh man.
It's a great combo.
Perfect chemistry. All right, so
I need a cannoli. Yes, you do.
We got the link. The bomb shelter link. Need a cannoli.
I need a cannoli. It's loading.
9 retro bomb shelters. We're looking at this. It's taking a second to load though. Oh, this has a whole bunch of weird stuff. All right, while that's loading, we'll get back to this. In the curved ceiling that is in the mall. Thanks, Tulpa. I'm waiting for this link to load.
There we go.
Here we go. Gas rate shelter protects dogs.
Underground fallout shelter. You don't know. It's terrifying. London tube shelter during World War II. Yeah.
Cycle powered package ventilation kit.
I mean, that does make sense.
Okay, this the
German Winkle.
The German Winkle shelter irony failure has polka dots. That's great. Okay, here's
there you go. The one man air raid shelter. Yep.
The shelter. Another bunker.
But yeah, that one thing is just good enough as it is.
Yeah, this one man shelter thing.
So yeah, it made sense of where we found that. All right. Evil Coop and David Hasselhoff.
When is Evil Coop releasing his next album? I mean, we know David Hasselhoff is big in Germany, right?
He is huge in Germany.
So, yes, Mark Frost is essential to make sense and cohesion. Yes, absolutely. Annette Williams, I don't think he was in the bell when talking to Mr. C.
Would you be alone in the room with Mr. C? That's a good point.
I think the device was for communication from another location. Yes, I think so too.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Would you be alone in the room with Mr. C? No. The thing is, you know what's funny? If he was communicating with him through the bell thing, and then he has a phone there too.
Yeah, there's also a phone.
But the phone was to launch him back outside, to kick him out basically, which I thought was hysterical. Katrina's back. We're on Nazis now, yeah.
We're on Nazis now.
Now you owe us donuts. I would if I could, man.
Yeah, dude, we can't. It's oh my god. Okay.
The longer we do this, the more
viewers we're getting. We're gonna get burnt out by the time.
Guys,
when do you have to do your other stream? When do you have to do your other stream?
We have time.
All right.
By the way, guys, if you aren't subscribed, do that.
Yeah, seriously, that'd be awesome.
So you get the video that comes out later after the episode airs.
Yep. Because that's definitely going to happen.
Philip seems to be more powerful than Mr. C. He tapped him through a motherfucking phone. Yeah,
it's true.
I think he is. I think he's messing with Mr. C. To be honest, I think Jeffries is the one to watch out for. You see,
because in truth, Philip Jeffries would be the one that completely breaks death by showing up. By the way, can we talk about one thing, which we didn't talk about? I don't think we've ever seen an actress talk about her own death. Like, while she's dying.
What do you mean?
Like, Margaret.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
She died. Like, she knew she was dying in, like, true life, and she's talking about death in the way that, like, the emotion is totally all over her face. That was beautiful. Like, honest to God.
And Margaret Coulson actually has like an engraving of a log on her gravestone.
Because she was so in love with the fact of her character. And she literally gets to sit there and talk to Hawk about death, about her log is turning gold. It was gorgeous and amazing.
It's just a change.
Yeah, it is. It was great. But like that, I don't think we've ever seen that before. If anyone wants to post things where like we actually get, where we actually have actresses or actors who are dying talking about death as they're doing so, that would be great. But I don't think I've ever seen that otherwise.
No, that was
yeah.
God, chills.
I know. I'd love that. Here I am sitting in my tin can.
Katrina. Here I am sitting in a tin can. Any ideas on 119? I mean, it's 911 in reverse.
Yep.
But it could be something else. I think that's also a nuclear thing.
Code 119?
Yeah, I think it's also a nuclear thing.
Your parents would. Is it still going? Yep.
Project A119, Project Bomb the Moon.
Sometimes you gotta bomb the moon. That moon.
Project A119, nuclear tests on the moon. Yeah, that's what 119 is. Nuclear tests on the moon. I knew it had some nuclear thing, but that's what I.
Hi, Jamie Michelle.
Just
greetings.
Oh, yeah. Hi, Jamie.
That would be nice.
Jamie. Wow.
Jamie. 119 links to the book. Books. That is true as well. Yeah.
I'm actually curious about all that. All the episodes have 11. Episode number now 18.
That's a good point to be said too. I mean, granted, Doctor Who also is like, if you go to any season, it's like season 4 is like episode 475 or episode 413 on Amazon too. So the season 119 and it being, we are getting this episode 119. This last week's episode was episode 118.
No, that was 116. We're getting 17, part 18.
Are we?
17 and 18.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoops. Garage door opener. I saw him going like this, and I was like, I don't know what the button is.
Mike says, okay, another one. I'm pretty sure one of the main characters will die. I guess Hawk, Cole, or even Dale in terms of sacrificing himself for a certain purpose. I'm still thinking Albert, but I don't know. I don't know if they'll do that since Miguel actually passed away.
Unless they might not.
Secret History of Twin Peaks on page 109 is a photo of a nuclear test facility. I should probably go get my book.
I got it.
It's on the desk.
Oh, it's on the desk now?
It's actually on the desk.
All right.
Backward talk is a characteristic of the Black Lodge related folks. True. It could be 911 backwards talk or 119 in relation to nuclear test facilities and Project A119, which I'm going to read the wiki background for right now. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union took the lead in the space race with the launch of Sputnik 1 on October 4th, 1957. So that's almost 60 years ago. In a month, that's going to be 60 years ago. Sputnik was the first artificial satellite in orbit around the Earth, and the surprise of its successful launch compounded the resounding failure of Project Vanguard. To launch, and Project Vanguard was the attempt to launch the first satellites into orbit using the Vanguard rocket. After 2 attempts has been dubbed Sputnik Crisis and was impetus for the beginning of the space race. Trying to reclaim lost ground, the United States embarked on a new series of projects and studies, which eventually included the launch of Explorer 1 and the creation of the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, DARPA. So that's the background of the A Project 119. There was a fish in the percolator.
The Hanover Nuclear Facility.
There we go. That is page 119. Look at that. See? You guys are good. The Hanford Nuclear Facility. Page 119 in the book. It was like literally she was telling us to look at page 119. I'm trying to see Hanford Nuclear Facility. I really need to reread this book, guys. Madam Katerina, we're not going to talk about Judy. In fact, we're not going to talk about Judy at all. We're going to keep her out of it.
Judy like 17 times. We're such liars.
Always talking about Judy. Tulpa says, "Rip our R.I.P. our log lady." Yes.
That's fine.
Log lady.
I didn't actually share this to my timeline.
Wilton Abreu says, Alistair Crowley would have said once that talking backwards or rather doing things backwards in a way to achieve magic abilities. Yes. I actually have Moonchild, which I still have to read. I haven't read it yet. Katrina says, here's one. My old house is mislabeled on a real search as a convenience store. House number 119. That's freaky. Oh, man. That's so weird. You might be in it, Katrina. The Hanford nuclear facilities on page 119. Well, half of it.
Yeah, half of it.
I wish David Lynch was my dad.
What's the half that is on it? This is the page. Yeah, you can keep talking. I'm just looking to see if there's anything that's specifically on this page.
Leslie Wilson says, if I subscribe and then click on the notification bell, would transport me to you guys so I can have a donut? You could try it.
If that happens,
you could have all the donuts.
You can have all of the donuts. There's not many.
And we'll have a discussion.
Because I need to start using dimension travel.
Billion12 says, wham bam, Twin Peaks slam. Indeed. Katrina says, page 119. 119. Eric Leland Big Man Brian says, thank you. You're welcome. We're getting into this stuff I didn't know about. We're going on 2 hours. I was only anticipating on this going for an hour.
Yeah.
Project Paperclip?
Yeah, that's right here on page 120. I was just looking at that myself.
I really need to reread this.
As to flying saucers, there's indication in Chrisman's CIA file that was right after the war he was immediately involved with what was known as Project Paperclip, the covert post-war effort by Allied forces to bring American key Nazi scientists, boom, who were involved in Hitler's missile and jet programs. Many of these scientists, famous, were Werner von Braun, became leading figures in the U.S. rocket and space program. Which was based in White Sand Missile Range in New Mexico. In exchange for changing sides, none of the men were ever prosecuted for their war crimes. We knew that was happening now. Which eventually led to the B-1 and B-2 bombers.
Leslie, interesting. I'm looking at the news about the Hanford nuclear site from May. Declared an emergency because a tunnel at the nuclear site collapsed.
Oh.
Interesting.
That's weird.
Not good. That's in Washington. Maybe that's where they're headed.
The Hanford nuclear site?
Where is Hanford? Columbia River in the state of Washington. Established as part of the Manhattan Project. Hanford is in south central Washington. Maybe that is where they're going.
Hold on. I'm looking at that right now. One of the first nuclear production templates to produce weapons-grade plutonium is located at Hanford, Washington, located 200 miles of Tacoma from the Hanford site.
100 miles from Tacoma?
Yep, 100 miles from Tacoma. 200 miles from Tacoma. Yep. Is more benignly referred to as Hanford Engineering Company.
Do you think Judy is a place?
Nearly half the size of...
Do you think Judy's a place?
Like, feasibly?
Yeah, like an actual place. Maybe it's like a code name for a place.
Start looking that up.
Judith, chapter 9, verse 11. Tulpa Trouble says.
Look at Judith?
Interesting. Judy might not be an actual character. William said, I'm new to the whole Lynch game. I saw you guys on my front page, and I'm glad I did. Super hyped for tonight. Thanks for checking us out, William.
Yeah, 12. Dude, yep.
You're in for an exciting world. Jamie says, who else think Laura's alive and that Leland actually killed her Tulpa? I think more or less that's probably what happened. Judith, chapter 9, verse 11.
Judith and her maid leaving Bethulia? I'm sorry, that's chapter 10. Oops.
Let's see. 11. Your strength is not in numbers, nor does your might depend on the powerful. You are God of the lowly, helper of those of little account, supporter of the weak, protector of those in despair, savior of those without hope.
Yeah, but how about chapter 11, verse 9?
Yeah, this is chapter 9, 11.
Yeah,
this sounds like it sounds like it could be Cooper.
Judith chapter 9. Just keep jumping to chapter 9. Are there not 11 chapters in Judith?
Next chapter. Okay, Judith chapter 11, verse 9.
As for at your spirit and your counsel, we have heard it. When the men of Bethulia rescued him, he told them that he had said to you.
That doesn't.
So then, my Lord and Master does not decree this word. Bear in mind, for this true. Indeed, our people are not punished, nor does the world prevail against them, except for when they sin against their dad. I don't think that. The other one makes more sense.
Yeah, the other one makes more sense. The other one is literally someone is coming to save you, those who cannot save themselves.
Transport itself to the red room, so Laura's tulpa couldn't. Yeah, but if Laura's tulpa dies, it's like tulpas keep exploding when they die.
I regard that as one of the possibilities, a strong one. Weird about current nuclear site news. Yeah, that's kind of scary, especially about all the other nuclear news going on too. There's so much nuclear happening. I think she switched out when she puts the picture on the wall of Fire Walk With Me. That's when I think
he said that too this morning.
So too, yep. Yeah. I watched Fire Walk With Me yesterday morning, and that's just been stuck in my mind. So the real Laura has been in the lodge all this time. I think at least from the second half of Fire Walk With Me, but then again, I don't know.
So then when she screams and gets thrown into the void?
So that's because, and I think that's the whole thing with the angels and her smiling with Cooper. I don't know when that takes place in the timeline, but hopefully we find out. Julia Palermo says, yeah, Mr. C says, I'm looking for a place. Do you understand a place? Yeah. And they're probably not too far from the Hanford facility. Possibly. Wilton Abreu says, that's what I thought after watching Twin Peaks for the first time, and I think I have enough evidence to be totally positive the show can go anywhere from here. Yeah, it just keeps getting, deeper. The well keeps
is
getting deeper. I can't see the show ending after this.
No.
I really can't.
I said that the last time I was on.
It seems like they're just building this massive thing. I don't know, guys. When the tulpas kill the transport to the red rooms, the Laura's tulpa couldn't. But
they explode. Tulpas Dougie just.
I don't think. Well, we don't see Laura appear in we don't see her appear after she dies in the Red Lodge, the Black Lodge, or the waiting room. We just see her at the end with Cooper sitting, and the angels are there. Listening in Neo says, listening in Liverpool, UK. So psyched. Is it old Judy Garland Briggs got any merit? I don't know. I'm starting to think Judy might reference a passage in the Bible, or Judy might be a place. I'm starting to think Judy might be a place. But I also don't have anything to warrant that.
Once again, Judy is Major Briggs.
Or Judy is Major Briggs, but I don't know. Jamie Mitchell says when it comes to Lynch, buy the ticket, take the ride. Exactly.
Don't watch it on your phone.
Annette says, couldn't be found wrapped in plastic. Nathaniel says there's a link to the Church of Satan. Anton Lavey built artificial human companions, doppelgangers, essentially. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of satanic stuff.
Yeah, there's a ton of Satan
and
stuff.
Black magic.
Yeah.
That's my approach to his work too, Wilton says. Same here. No Time says, what's the one thing over others that you want the finale to answer tonight? What do you want to know the most? Have anything?
Well, I want to know the most. There's a part of me really wants to know where Audrey is.
I wonder if we'll actually find that out.
Yeah, because I kind of like. I want to say like just as much as Cooper, Audrey was my favorite character of the original show. Well, yeah, her and Pete.
Pete.
I loved Pete.
Jack Nance.
Yep.
What do I want to see tonight? What do I want an answer to?
We want Harry back. That's what we want.
I definitely want Harry back. I don't know. I guess. How's Annie? Is that too easy? Is that too easy? How's Annie? I watch Twin Peaks on the phone when I'm at the gym, but that's because I hate doing cardio and it gets me through. But other than that, I like watching it on a big screen.
You know what's funny? I feel like I remember in this dossier, and if anyone has an online version and can search it, I feel like I remember Briggs being called Judy in this dossier.
I don't remember.
And I don't remember where, but I feel like that was like a thing.
I mean, I could totally see it being Briggs, but Leslie Wilson says Judy could be a place or it could be a program. Does it have to be a person for sure? No.
No.
That's the thing. We've been always speculating.
Everything can always be something else.
But I think maybe it could be like a program, a special program, or it could be a place. Top of Trouble says, I so don't want Judy to equal Garland Briggs. I think maybe it was a project that Garland Briggs, like maybe his own personal project that he called Judy, because, Judy Garland, maybe he called it that. I'm starting to think Judy might not be a person. Or maybe Judy is a project in like creating tulpas or creating, maybe Judy's an alien. I don't know.
Maybe Judy's an alien.
Judy might, I don't know. We're going to keep, but the only thing that might deter from Judy being a place is Philip Jeffries says we're going to keep her out of it. Yeah.
And he's already met Judy.
Yeah, and you've already met Judy. So that's the only thing. It probably is a person, but yeah, Peace Frog. We're going to keep her out of it. Thanks for subscribing, Mobile Solutions Canada. Where are the owls? Only saw one by Dougie's house.
Yeah, there wasn't many owls this season.
I think we'll see the owls soon enough. Yeah. Only saw one by Dougie's house. There was, and his cookie jar, I believe, the cookie jar behind him when he's drinking coffee. That was an owl. There's been like owls, but not real owls. If Cooper finds her, she might be super scared of him because of rape. Yeah. I think so. It's not going to be a good scene, man. Katrina says, I want to see how the banal evil in Twin Peaks is conquered, the abuse, drugs, profit over love. Maybe a vampire theory where Bob has to be conquered. I think so. I think you're right on the money here. I think we're going to have good money come in with the Mitchum Brothers to sort of, the thing with Twin Peaks, it's not a rich town. You have Ben Horne, who is probably the richest person in town.
Yep. With
all the money, and everybody else, there's like people live in trailers. I mean, there's nice houses. The Palmer house is a nice house. You have all that, but there's a lot of poverty in Twin Peaks, and I think the fact that you have good people with money coming in might help. If the abuse, drugs, all that, education. I think this is all a comment on that kind of thing. And when you have good people using money for good things, you'll see that sort of fall away.
Sorry if I seem like I'm preoccupied. I'm currently looking for anything Judy related. Period.
Katrina says, good money. This is so important. Bad money is worthless. I think that's why the Mitchum Brothers are going to Twin Peaks.
That's kind of the reason why Cooper even said you're going to be known as the good guys.
That's right.
Yep.
He does say, he's like, well, fellas, that's about to change.
Yep, that's exact thing. We're not really liked by law enforcement or anything. Well, fellas, you're with me now, so that's about to change.
We're gonna update the sheriff station. We're gonna I don't know, bring jobs to Twin Peaks. So I think we're gonna have a new Twin Peaks. And the mill is still out of commission though. That's what employed a lot of the people in Twin Peaks, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So since the mill went out...
Well, actually, didn't the mill get torn down?
Well, it burnt down.
Yes, did burn down the search.
And that was where a lot of the people in Twin Peaks
Three
worked.
sets of coordinates, and Diane sent them. Where did Mr. C get the third? Oh, Ruth. That was it. We figured out that answer. That was the question before.
The secretary.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We're looking at the old stream. Maybe I messed up.
Top of Trouble says, also Annie was a terrible character. The scene where she kisses Coop in the Double R Diner and they break a tub of dishes. You know what scene I'm talking about? Watch it again. I do. And then they they sort of giggle and don't
Just
think
their
anything.
children.
Mr. C got 3 sets of coordinates and
Yeah.
send them. Yeah, okay. Top of Trouble says there's super evil music underlying that part of the scene. Interesting. They need Hardcastle Dukakis money in Twin Peaks.
Yes, they do. They do need Hardcastle
Who is
Dukakis
this?
money in Twin Peaks. I don't know, but it's got to be a member of the Remembrance Alpha. It's got to be a member of the Clearfield team.
They do.
Too sweet. Because
Jamie
sets in Hardcastle.
Jamie says, I was never a fan of Annie and didn't really like the Annie Cooper romance storyline. Just me.
I enjoyed Annie as like a character.
I like Heather Graham.
Because she was just so simple, and she matched Cooper's. She matched Cooper's innocence. I want to say, like, Annie was incredibly innocent, and it matched Cooper's innocence and openness. Because that was the thing about how Cooper was. He was just so pure at that point in the entire setup.
Ships are referred to as she and other non-human objects.
Yeah, that's
as
true.
well, so she does not necessarily
Judy
have to
could
mean
be
a
a
person.
ship.
Good one, Leslie. She is very vague. You're right. Oh, speaking of evil music, it came up when one girl said her mom is Tina.
Pirate ships, Judy. What? Judy Collins, pirate ships. Just came up when I was searching ships and Judy.
So much
Speaking
interesting
of
stuff, guys.
There's so much stuff.
We just cracked a lot of it today.
Yeah, there's so many things. Oh my
head
God.
is so full. It's 12 o'clock. We've been doing this for almost 2.5 hours.
Yeah, it's 2:15.
Whoever watches this after the fact is gonna have a field day.
They're going to just go. 2 hours.
I hope Candy, Sandy, and Mandy brought a change of shoes to Twin Peaks.
That is a very.
I hope they're bringing sweaters too. Maybe.
What if they don't need? What if they're just so good in heels that they don't need them? But then again, we've seen them in heels this entire show, so I'm just saying they definitely need a change of shoes. Like Candy at least needs a change of shoes.
They're gonna be like these 3 like.
It's going to feel like One-Eyed Jats came to Twin Peaks, but like a positive One-Eyed Jats.
Yeah, like,
which is legitimately what they are. It's why they're the foils.
It's like for me, I see them as 3 like Linda the Good Witches because they're pink and blonde. Well, are they all blonde? I don't remember. But they have like a very like.
Yeah, they're all
the
very
Good Witch vibe.
Positive whatnot. But that's what I'm saying. It has to be the Mitchums are.
Julia says, in the missing pieces, Miss Judy leaves Jeffries a note at the hotel desk, though. Just a little hole in the theory, but I'm still into it.
Ooh.
That's right. I think either the concierge, whoever the guy behind the counter says, there's a note for you from Miss Judy. So, I think Annie was a creation of the Black Lodge. I like Heather Graham, but he barely knew her and blindly trusted her. She could have been a tulpa. I mean, I don't know how much they had of the tulpa stuff they had.
Anyone can be tulpas. That's like a thing. That's kind of the point of tulpas, right? Anyone can be a tulpa.
Well, certain people have the ability to create them. Like, who would create Annie? Cooper manifested her, maybe, because he's like she's like sort of the ideal. I mean, Wyndham Earl could have created her, but then again, Wyndham Earl like kidnapped her.
Yeah, Wyndham Earl definitely did not create her.
So it's like it's almost too good to be true.
Bob could have,
possibly, and Annie seems just like too good to be true.
Yeah.
For Cooper, it's like perfect for like his perfect, companion.
I still go with the idea that Janie
being cynical. I don't know.
Feasibly, I still think Janie E and Sonny Jim are both tulpas. Just saying. Simply because of just everything.
I think Janie's too kick-ass.
I think she is pretty kick-ass. That's the point. Jeffrey's found something at Judy's place. Also true.
The young lady left a note, Senorita. Yeah, I remember that. Annie wasn't a total wild card, but she does and gives correct information through Laura's diary.
What if Judy's Donna?
Senorita Dido. I don't know. I have no theories about Dido. Jeffrey's also found something at Judy's place. This is true too.
I mean, with
Judy's place though, I don't know. It's so weird.
I mean, does Mike have to help? I mean, in theory, yes, because the people who can make tulpas are very obviously the Arm, Mike, and Bob. Like, that's what we've got. We know that Bob makes tulpas. We know it, because if not, how would anyone else happen?
And I want to know where they get the seeds from.
That's true.
I relate more to Janie E than Annie. Annie was dope. Janie is my tulpa. I love Janie. Janie E.
I feel like, of course, Janie E is going to be more likable than Annie, because Janie E was more of a real person.
And Naomi Watts is fantastic.
And she is. Yes.
Roland Briggs said yes. She said he found something in her apartment in Seattle. The owl ring. Yes, I remember that now. Missing pieces. Mm-hmm. Now you know who Senorita Dido is? She is the woman in the Watchtower or the White Lodge or whatever the hell that place is with the firemen. The bigger lady.
Yeah.
She's called Senorita Dido.
Ah.
But I have no theories about her. Stephanie says I didn't like when Twin Peaks was first aired, but on rewatching the show over the years, I grew to like her. I never liked John Justice Wheeler though.
No, that's fair.
But those
screw Jack
those
Wheeler.
Eyebrows.
Yeah.
So much, man.
There really is. I just had an idea and it lost me.
I just want to know how much was premeditated before Cooper went into the lodge, because we know he's like deep into the Tibetan lore and magic, and we know tulpas come from that sort of that world.
Enjoy your weed and cherry pie.
Later, Jones.
Oh God, I really had a thing. No, I can't remember what it was. Well, that's that. Yeah. Instant
Eddie
silence.
John Justice Wheeler were tulpas created by Lara Flynn Boyle. While J.K.'s sorry. Yeah, too bad we're probably definitely not going to see Donna.
Yeah, we're totally not seeing Donna. That's not gonna happen.
If we see Donna, I'm going to be shocked. I mean, enough time has passed. You could let that weird drama go, but who knows? Who knows? Zeno just joined.
Zeno, we've been here for 2.5 hours. Almost.
People are waking up now.
Yeah.
It's 9 o'clock on West Coast.
Oh, yeah, that made sense.
We started early.
Not by much. So, in the event that this stuff isn't, what do you think is not going to be resolved?
I don't think a lot of the Roadhouse stuff is going to be resolved.
That's fair.
He kisses a Laura Bubble Love, Senorita Dido. Yeah. She's the mother. I guess she's the mother. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what her deal is. She seems very knowledgeable, though. Very understanding. I wonder what else the Fireman has contributed to in terms of history.
That's a good question. Let's see. What we named the Fireman definitely contributed. The Fireman was probably the giant that is brought up in this when Doug Milford talks about the giant in the forest.
And the log lady is abducted
with one of the 4 kids.
With Carl Rod, who is the trailer park. Mm-hmm. And I believe a young Briggs.
And I find it very funny that the log lady marries a fireman who then dies in the fire. And then becomes the log, which is the reason why she's holding the log, because it's her husband.
There's a fire where you are going.
Exactly. And the fact that the fireman has named himself the Fireman. If Frogmouth Girl is going to be resolved?
She may be not Sarah or anyone we know. Either she is Sarah or she's someone completely different. What about the Bookhouse Boys? That would be nice.
That would be nice.
We haven't had really much Bookhouse.
Well, we're gonna get the book on the Bookhouse Boys. Remember, that's coming up.
Is
yeah, I pre-ordered the book.
No,
on the
that's a
Bookhouse
notebook.
Boys. Yeah,
that's a notebook.
That's still, you're gonna get information.
You sure?
Probably. There's a reason they wouldn't put it into a book if it didn't matter. Especially like Mark Frost.
But isn't it just like a notebook to write things in?
No. It's like a thing, apparently. I read it up. You can keep looking.
Because if that's the case, I'll pre-order it now. You know what questions you've been asked? Do you think Harry's coming back? I really hope so. I love Harry. I really want him to come back. The Bookhouse Boys might be reunited.
Oh, it is a journal. Whoops. Oh, I bought the journal.
It's gonna have like stuff in it, but I don't know how much.
Has a guest check from the R&R that comes with it, and the R&R, the Double R Diner. A menu.
Postcard.
I think it's a menu.
Oh. I really hope Harry comes back. Mobile Solutions Canada says we will never know what Wilson from Vegas FBI did to piss his boss off so much to rip him a new one every time he opens his... Those interactions crack me
the most amazing interactions.
I wanted to give Wilson the benefit of the doubt, but also while the whole thing with the Polish man, the Polish insurance guy shooting Chantel and whatever the hell his name was, Butch or something, and did nothing. It was a little strange, but it was kind of hysterical. Is the fourth page of Laura's diary going to be found? I hope so. The only thing with Laura's diary, like, when did Leland have time between the death of Laura and finding out the next morning to hide the pages in the stall? That's part that I don't totally get when that could have happened. I guess when he was waiting in the sheriff's station. I don't know. Tulpa said, I think Coop accidentally created Annie. I've been watching season 2. I think Coop had a plan and lured Wyndham to the lodge, but because of Bob, shit went sideways. Coop got stuck. I think so too. I think Cooper had a lot more plan. I really do think Cooper had a plan. Jamie said, after watching Cameron rewatch yesterday, I'm not sure the Frogmoth is an evil entity. Here's a book from back in 1990 that talks about the Frogmoth being connected to Hawk's heritage. Yes, I have that book. It's the Guide to Twin Peaks. It is a good... I mean, it looks disgusting, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's evil. It could be some sort of transporter. Will Bray says, in surrealism works by attacking symbolic meaning in multiple levels, and in the utmost universal level, the Frogmoth means exactly that, at least for me. True. Yeah, I have the book that Cameron showed. Zeno says, I love Chantel's and Hutch's death, so satisfying.
Yep, I'm staring at the Horror of Babylon in this book, because we haven't had like a real bad female character yet. And
the mother, I think.
Would be the mother. But literally, we've got two owls and whatnot standing on top of jaguars. Oh, and by the way, hi, Gia. Gia's watching. Yeah.
Look at the owls.
Granted, this book is going to be filled with owls, but there's just something about it, like... I'm going through this because there's some bits that feel like there's got to be something more with the L. Ron Hubbard stuff, as well as a little bit more with Aleister Crowley. I feel like it's there's so much. I know, but like there has to be something that comes back up into this actual like setup. That comes up in the setup.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gia. That's set up into this entire thing. There has to be something that we're missing entirely.
Season 4 confirmed, right? Not really.
We wish.
I think there's something.
Yes, there has to be.
They might be playing it by ear. Somebody else just... okay.
Which is the same thing.
Yeah. I mean, we're gonna get the final dossier.
3 seasons, 2 movies.
But we might get like a smaller series. Depends on David Lynch. I think I read somewhere that David Lynch has been in Paris since the beginning. Jamie Mitchell says I can't remember the name of the book. It's like the guide to Twin Peaks.
Yeah, it might be.
I mean, I have it.
It's upstairs.
Yeah.
Am I gonna go upstairs and grab another guide?
If you want it, it's on top of the bookshelf.
Un momento.
It's on top of it's like right on top of the bookshelf.
Yep.
I was gonna go grab it.
Oh. She is trying to find the cat.
I bet there will be a Bookhouse Boys stuff in the finale. Fusaki Takeda, thank you for subscribing. I bet there will be Bookhouse stuff in the finale. I think Harry will come back for the finale because they've been referencing him too much for nothing to happen. I think so too. I would love to see Michael on Kate. I'm not entirely convinced the Frogmoth is evil. I don't think so either. Terrible Trouble says on Twitter, pals with the actor that plays Wilson. Gotta love Wilson. Can only make theories. It's true. Owl's band of evil people posing as wise. Owls are not what they seem. Bolton Abreu says, I don't pretend I know the answers, I just play along with all the possible outcomes. That's all you could do. We never know what's actually going through David Lynch's and Mark Frost's mind. This is all for fun, more or less. Artemidor says, what's your opinion on the timeline thing going on? One tainted by Bad Coop, one by Dougie. Both have merged the final timeline.
Also brought Catching the Big Fish, just in case.
Oh, yes. The timeline stuff I don't really have a complete grasp of, but I think it's all going to resolve. I think it's all, yeah, there's going to be a fixed point in all of them, and they're all converging. I mean, that's not weighted in anything, but that's what I think.
What happened?
Oh, yes, here's the guide, and I forgot what page it was on. Oh, what the heck? Hold on.
What'd you say?
Whittlers should have at least 7 fingers.
Whittlers should have at least 7 fingers.
Things
found in this book.
Let's see.
What fingers are cut off?
Unguin Packard.
By the way, 58 people. Thank you for continuing to watch. It's awesome. And I wanted to know why Sarah is. I can't see that anymore.
There's the frog moth thing.
What is it? I want to know why Sarah is scared of turkey jerky. Because it's a change in the convenience store, which shows the showing up of the coming of the men, as she puts it. So I'm guessing the coming of the woodsman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting money on that one.
Zeno's gonna hit the hay. Thanks for watching, man. Top of Trouble says Leland went to the potty and hides the packages in season 2 pages. I can't remember what makes this point of disappearing for 15 minutes in the bathroom. Probably right. If you watched the original scene with Wilson and his boss, when Wilson comments about this is what we do, he's pounding on his desk. It looks like they're rewinding and replaying the movement. Interesting. I didn't catch that. I want to know why Sarah's scared of turkey jerky. I'm like a turkey lost. I'm like a turkey in corn, lost in the corn. Gobble gobble.
So, I want to point out something because I just realized this. We have this early artifact, right? This early artifact guy. That guy right there on your left. And that looks very familiar to me. Specifically, because I closed the book, so I lost the page.
Turkey jerky, a woodman's favorite treat.
I'll find it.
A woodman's dream. I was about to grab this and
just start chugging. This is it. Yeah. So once again, let's see that thing, right? Okay? And that's the Whore of Babylon is standing on.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh.
Yeah, same exact thing. So where's that from? Oh, I just popped the feeder off the mic. Sorry, guys. Here's some business.
Interesting. What the heck is this thing?
I don't know, but I just saw it, and I was like, hey, that's definitely from that book. So we have the frogs, we have that linked, so that's a whole thing. Why didn't we sit here with both of these books open next to each other one day?
We should have.
We should have done that. I think the opening scene with the fireman and Coop is actually the ending scene. And Coop does not have his FBI pin on. That is true.
Yeah. I mean, he does. I don't know. It takes place. It must take place somewhere around now, I'm guessing. Or within this next episode. A turkey lost in the corn. Gobble, gobble. Lena is the Jar Jar of Twin Peaks. Who's Lena?
Lana.
Lana?
It's the sex killer. The girl who kills Duddy Milford after she has sex with him. Well, not she has sex with him, and she sleeps with
yes.
And she sleeps with Jacoby, and he's like, "This worked out fine for me. I don't know what's wrong with you people."
I remember now.
It was a really weird. That was a really weird season. I guess no one really does like her. That's not a good point.
I mean, she was terrible.
She was
just trying to take his money.
Yep. What are you?
Ugh.
County Museum. No idea. That's really cool. It's really cool to know.
I wonder what that's about.
I am so interested on what that thing
Katrina
is.
says, despite Whore Babylon, anyone who does sex work in Twin Peaks is actually a force for good.
Right,
so
yeah,
another Lynch Frost statement about good and evil. Yes.
Yeah, totally. But like,
Jade give 2 rides.
Yeah, her. Lana.
Yeah.
Lana would be the Whore of Babylon.
Why would she be the Whore of Babylon?
Why wouldn't she be? The Whore of Babylon comes in at the end days and starts destroying and she comes in and kills Duddy and whatnot.
Wouldn't Laura be?
I mean, arguably either one. This is gonna be fun to figure out, man. All right, so I'm gonna keep going through this.
I feel like Laura would have been.
No, it's a negative. It's an consistent negative correlation.
But the thing is, in Twin Peaks, it's not seen. They're usually not negative. It's just this is the whole thing with this is the whole thing with the Mitchums coming in and clean.
Crowley stuff, though.
Huh?
This is Crowley.
Well,
stuff.
yeah. Should have. So much.
Whose shoes?
In Secret History, she just took the money and bailed. I'm just going to watch the 2-hour show and see what really happens. Sick of the speculation. That's the fun part, though,
That's
man.
totally that's why we're doing this.
We're not trying to tell you what's happening.
Yeah, no, hell no. Some things we did tell people what was happening because that was that's what it was.
Well, yeah.
Because it came up and people were like, "Hey, well, I don't know what the answer to this was," and we're like, "Oh, well, that got shown in like 2 episodes ago or 3 episodes ago." But
we're not there to sabotage.
Yeah, who was that? No, I feel bad.
Schmeltz.
Mr. Schmeltz.
Phoenix says, I was watching the Twin Peaks marathon and realized maybe the reason Richard saw the dime hanging in midair is because the sparkle Red gave him causes hallucinations.
You're an ancient queen of Carthage, and there's a tie in the part of it.
Interesting. Well, Laura was a prostitute.
Yep, totally.
Lena does erotic gymnastics, dance to Miss Twin Peaks contest.
I love how in this book, it's literally like Lod Lady, Hawk. Like it connects them instantaneously by putting them in the exact same place in the exact same pages.
Well, didn't they grew up together?
Yeah, I know, but the way that they did it in this book.
Oh yeah, it's like right
really,
over each other.
They're really right on top of each other.
Great horn owl.
Yep. And the pygmy owl.
In Cooper's first scene with the giant, he has no badge. In the scene with the one-armed man, he has one. So the first scene takes place at another time. I assume in the finale. I think so too. I don't know if we'll see him go get sucked in. Maybe when he goes back to Twin Peaks, they'll take him to Jack Rabbit's palace, and he can go talk to him again.
Yeah, that made sense. That would make perfect sense.
Possibly. Sex for money equals good. Sex for fun equals bad.
I don't think that's really the point that they're trying to make.
No, I don't think so either.
Oh, the skin of squirrel. What'd you have coming in?
Watch New Shoes. It's a case for my signed Kyle MacLachlan Funko.
Oh, cool. That didn't work out well.
I think we as humans perceive as good as evil. Behind this point, the dwellers of the lodges stand beyond good and evil. They have their own game, maybe. Yes.
Lucy splits while pregnant.
Our impression of good and evil is placed upon them. But again, they have Garmin Bosia, which is basically they feed off of evil, basically.
Yeah, they eat evil.
Or fear and suffering. So I don't think that could be considered good anywhere. They know what it is, and they feed off of it. Tulpa Trouble says, yes, Lucy splits while pregnant, yet clearly that won't want. Yes, Lucy splits while pregnant, yet clearly won that talent contest. Oh, that's right. I'm so excited. I think I'm going to Schmucks.
Maybe the Cooper Giant scene does happen while he's in that little coma. That would make sense as well.
Yeah, that's what people think. That it happens while he's in the coma. Possibly. I mean, it could be inside of a dream. The giant has come to him before inside dreams.
Yes, he does it often, actually.
Sin eaters? Yeah, pretty much. I guess. That's why Laura was so juicy.
Have we talked about the girl crawling at the end of episode 15? This is a Gia Gorilla question because she can't get into the chat for some odd reason. Have we talked about the girl at the end of episode 15 crawling?
Oh, Charlene,
paralleling Dudley's crawling towards the outlet.
Mm-hmm. And then screaming. And it also... There's another scene where that sort of parallels with that. No, we haven't. What are your thoughts? Just that it's a parallel with that electricity?
Pure parallel.
And her screaming?
Yep. I'm going with pure parallels. The screaming actually could show the direct moment of what.
I feel like there's something else that connects with that, though. And I can't think of what it is. I had it before, but I can't.
Lose some of his Garbandoza when he was reaching the threshold of the lodge. Oh! When he doesn't go through.
Mm-hmm. When he
the whole everyone taking drugs that are laced with Garbandoza.
This is gross, but why did Evil Coop he's reaching the threshold of the lodge? Was it sustaining him and he didn't need it in the lodge, or?
Oh, we did go over the whole the roadhouse isn't always real, and it's usually I came up with the idea that's usually in Audrey's head. This is for questions that aren't coming up.
I think anything involving Billy in the roadhouse is
anything where Billy shows up.
I don't know about that Garmin Bosia scene. Why did he puke? That's a good question.
The thing is that quote Mr. Scott saying pure energy. Well, the thing was that when we were still on Fire Walk with Me, when the Darbandoza comes up in the first place, when Bob goes into the Black Lodge during Fire Walk with Me, he pukes up the Darbandoza, right?
He pukes up the Garmin Bosia?
In the first one, and during the actual scene where he's screaming about wanting his Darbandoza, like that entire thing. I feel like him puking up that in the actual, because he was supposed to be going to the lodge.
Yeah.
So by getting the lodge being cut off, the result of him going to the lodge still kind of happens.
You're losing me.
All right. So during Fire Walk with Me, you watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
Where does Darbandoza show up?
Well, Mike says you took my Garmin Bosia or something like that.
Yep.
And that's this isn't even in Fire Walk with Me. This is in the finale, and then he takes it out of Leland. Oh no, this isn't Fire Walk with Me. He takes it out of Leland, blood on the floor, and then you see the arm eating the garmonbozia, the cream corn.
Yes.
So what do you mean?
So when that happens at Leland, right?
Yeah.
The entire bit of it coming out of Leland, of him reaching in and grabbing out of Leland, would have been the exact response of what would happen had Bob.
So you think Mike was pulling the garmonbozia from Bob while the curtains were showing up?
Essentially. Or what would have happened is when Bob goes into it, that's when it would have come out of Bob. The moment that he broke through the curtain. Because, and my only logic with that is because of how Mike was expecting him. And how it worked out. I could be crazy.
I don't know.
Is when Donna gets to see the magician and his grandmother. When the first show of Garmin goes. So.
Yeah. Do you see cream corn on this plate?
Yeah, that is true.
And then the little kid is holding it in his hand.
Yep.
First it is on the plate, and then he has it in his hand.
Good
call. I think Ruby is actually Audrey. I don't know about that. Screaming Girl
above the convenience store.
Coop's actions in the log lady's clothes and glasses, so no idea.
And it's completely feasible that everyone's being drugged with garmonbozia. What was with that one scene too of with that entire thing with the flipping of the coin and the coin goes out of sync?
That's what they're saying. Maybe like whatever thing Red gave him made him hallucinate. Because we haven't seen him use magic since. He only uses it that one time.
Yep.
Tulpa Trouble says the crawling scene, it doesn't perfectly match. They're both just crawling. Yeah. I mean, I think there's something else, and I can't remember what it is. But there's something else there.
Shakes the entire camera into
garmonbozia shows up above the convenience store. Bob, yeah.
Yeah, Bob, I want all my garmonbozia. Exactly.
Pain and suffering.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when Bob comes out, after causing so much pain and suffering...
Bob gives him his garmonbozia at the end of Fire Walk with Me. He gives him Leland's.
It's true. But I mean, if Bob travels into it himself with the former body...
But the thing is, Bob gives the man from another place his garmonbozia, but Mike doesn't get any. And Mike goes to Leland in the car, and he says, "The thread will be torn, Mr. Palmer," while he's showing him the ring. So again, Mike is not totally like connected to the arm.
That's true.
Mike, I mean, we know Mike has been looking out for.
So they want Evil Coop's garmonbozia, not necessarily him. I mean, both in theory. The body that. Oh, I mean, let's put it this way: if pain and suffering is what is caused by that body, right? Like Leland causes pain and suffering, which then causes him to have garmonbozia.
Well, the reason Bob occupies Leland is to like steal all his. It's just like a direct line to garmonbozia.
Unless it's whatever they cause. If it's a causality situation.
Well, yeah, that too.
And if it is a causality situation, wouldn't Bob/Evil Coop, Mr. C, have caused so much that when he goes right into the lodge, it kind of like explodes out of him? Which, in theory, would cause, he's about to be put into the lodge, all over the car, which causes everyone to get sick, everyone that goes around it.
Well, yeah.
Which is the reason why...
Because it probably smells like...
Because it probably smells like horrible everything. And
I'm guessing that motor oil, because it is black when it comes out, too.
So he's puking in the car, boom.
Sickness.
Here's my question: Why is it Mike's garmonbozia? Ooh, it's good. Why isn't it Bob's if he's the inhabitant spirit of Leland? Why is Mike want it if he's good and not evil? I doubt the good eat it. I think the thing about like what eats it is that whatever they are eats it. So if they're aliens or demons, whatever they are, because that's the possibilities of it. It could be a positive, benevolent demon. Because we never really get that end result, right? We never really get what the in-between is. That could be crazy. I mean, I usually am a little bit crazy.
The one thing that's baffled me about Fire Walk with Me, Mike spent a long time after Bob, then parks the car beside Leland and does nothing. Just shows the ring and shouts. I think because that's the part where Bob starts going off, a little bit off the handle, and Mike says the thread will be torn, and I think that's been the whole thing of this season, is that the Black Lodge is actually, I think he's just ripping apart that fabric, and it's causing a lot of trouble in the Black Lodge. Phoenix says, I remain convinced that Bob is still inside Evil Coop. What the woodsman did was part of resuscitating Evil Coop and not Bob. See, I'm not sure about that. That's part I'm a little confused about. I don't know what happens there.
Well, that was we find out that Ray messed up.
Well,
Ray
yeah,
was supposed to put the ring on him. I feel like if the woodsmen are a part of the... Yeah. I feel like if... that was my response to Gia, because she was like, I wish I could come over and say things. I'm like, sorry, Gia. But with that point to be made, when we see... If in the event the woodsmen are of the same variety as Bob is. So let's say that the woodsmen, in essence, are just from the shifty alien being that created... What are we calling it again?
The mother.
The mother?
Mother of all abominations. There's like a whole...
Yeah, all that. So if they're from her, by her creating Bob, they are just there to bring him back and resuscitate Bob. I mean, it could also be that they're literally there to create Bob in the first place, because their showing up kind of necessitates that bug going into somebody.
I think the bug is separate from them.
All right. I thought it was combined.
I mean, it seems like it happened around the same time, but I don't know. The bug is sort of a little, I don't know, the frog moth thing.
Cherry pie.
And it seems like the woodsman, but the thing is, the woodsmen seem like they're working with the time. I don't understand, because the woodsmen were in the convenience store and they led Mr. C to Philip Jeffries.
Yeah. The woodsmen live outside of it.
But then why would they resuscitate Bob?
Because they weren't against Mr. C when he walked in. He didn't walk in and like start a argument or fight. It's just they were there.
I just don't. I don't. And but what if?
Why are they crushing people's heads and sucking their brains out?
Well, apparently Philip Jeffries isn't trying to kill Mr. C. I don't know. I'm missing something. I think I'm missing something.
There's a lot.
Here's my question. Why is it Mike's Garmin Bozier? Why isn't Bob's if he was the having spirit of... Yeah, I'm not sure.
If fear and evil produced cream corn, what does love produce? Yeah, I agree with everyone else. It might be cherry pie.
Cherry pie.
Seriously. Like, there's no reason why we wouldn't suggest that it isn't cherry pie.
In Twin Peaks, cherry pie.
Yeah.
Laura didn't let Bob inhabit her. She instead weds Mike via the ring. Interesting. Does that make her a citizen?
A citizen of the lodge? Well, that's how she gets into the lodge. The fire is different depending on the intention. Maybe demons/lodge entities aren't all good or evil, they just are. Yeah, exactly.
I think so.
There is no good or evil, just things.
Bolton Abreu says if Armavosia can be seen as energy, the point is not in the batteries, but the devices that are powered by the juice. A battery can either power up a flashlight or a taser. Maybe love is also Garmin.
Fire can cook food and make things amazing and warm things, or can burn people to death. Like, I don't know.
Love can also cause pain and suffering.
Love can also cause pain and suffering. Love's horrible.
But it's multidimensional.
Everything is.
I think the woodsmen are neither positive or negative, just caretakers of sorts. It seems, but then again,
they seem kind of negative.
Then again, why would they go and just crush people's heads?
Yeah, why are they just killing people? Like, for no reason.
Black fire coming our way, yes. We're going to find out what that is. And probably what the symbol was with the ears. But I do think that's a rabbit. That black symbol with, like, the floppy ears, I think it might be a rabbit. Okay, so maybe at Bob's trial above the convenience store, I like that trial. Store his Garmonbozia was taken from him in those bowls. He responds, he runs out of fury and of his own momentum, so he can't live without Garmonbozia. Fellow victim.
The love of the act of creation can also be painful. I will argue it cannot just be painful, it can also be spiteful.
So is it about the bunny? I think it is about the bunny.
Holy crap, it is about the bunnies.
I really think, like, there's been so many bunnies.
There have been a lot of bunnies in this.
There's actually in the first 2 or 3 episodes, Cooper asks Harry what kind of rabbit. He starts mentioning a rabbit. So there's rabbits in this. Rabbits might be good.
Do you know what the name of the falls are in Twin Peaks?
Well, in real life they're called the Snoqualmie Falls.
Yeah, you know what they're called in Twin Peaks?
What are they called in Twin
Peaks?
Peaks?
The Whitetail Falls.
The Whitetail Falls.
It's all about the bunnies.
It's about the bunny.
Is it about the bunny? It's about the bunny.
The frog moth hatches August 5th, 1956, years after the atomic bombing. Yes. Thanks, Peace Frog.
Don't forget about the short film / series Rabbits. Thanks, GM.
Oh, yeah, rabbits. I love rabbits.
Hashtag rabbits. Thanks again.
If you haven't seen Rabbits, by the way, if you're new to David Lynch, go watch Rabbits or watch Inland Empire.
Both those are
and you'll get it.
There's a lot of stuff got into that in full caps. I don't know how you're not able to, like, there's a little button down in the thing.
Able to join the chat.
Yeah, if you're on YouTube, there's a whole little, like, button that should allow you to do the whole chat thing. We haven't, like, stopped it at 40 people or 50 people.
I said put the bunny back in the box. It is about the bunny.
The man in the green jacket, the character named Jack Rabbit, all these things are connected directly to rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And of course, the man in the green jacket does also show up earlier on in Coop's diaries, such as audio diaries, when he mentions the nightmare that he has when he's with his uncle. Hey, look, it's an uncle again. When Coop's with his uncle inside of at that place they go to. Which
and I believe the whole Dougie thing is sort of based off an old movie that Lynch was gonna make, but he never actually got a chance to make. Ronnie Rocket, I think it was called.
Feasible?
I don't know if that was Ronnie Rocket. I know there was another thing though.
But Coop does see a dead man in a green jacket that apparently looks like Dougie, and also there's also another thing with more rabbits in that thing as well. I'm currently also looking at all of these things of this book. Yes, thank you. There you go. Yeah.
And you know what the symbolism for rabbits is abundance and blessings are in your midst. So whereas owls are not what they seem, rabbits are just like light. They bring light and abundance and blessings. Mitchum Brothers. Rabbits. Here's a definition for rabbit symbolism I found. Rabbits find many avenues to communicate its magic with us. She comes to us in music. There's always music in the air. In movies and books and timeless tales. Rabbit's spirit animal carries strong energies of hope, renewal and new opportunities.
Yes.
Rabbit springs forth everywhere at the dawn of a new season. The season of planting, the season of new romance wafting in the air, the season of faith in new dreams.
That's 3
I
seasons.
got chills.
Just saying that's 3 seasons.
It's about the bunny.
That look like anything? Passion Play. Continues to evolve in its profoundly moving ceremony, which a precise day and time are never announced. But if you're in town during the month of April and keep your eyes and ears open, you can follow the quiet exodus of the curious and converted out to Glastonbury Grove. Shortly after dark, to gather around the 12 great firs. From the shadows, half a dozen casket figures emerge bearing sword, chrysanthemum, crucifix, and chalice. There appears to be the mysterious guardians of the gate. To this day, no one knows where the guardians come from or why it appears. Mysterious also surrounds the sponsors of the event, but the rumors suggest the illustrated Bookhouse Boys. Now, granted, this could be Bookhouse Boy stuff because it's written in the literal guide to Twin Peaks. But if it isn't, lasting the entire night, dawn brings the ceremony's climax when sunlight obliterates darkness as good vanquishes evil. Skeptics may wonder what happens if the day dawns cloudy. In fact, the entire recorded history of the ceremony, that has never occurred. Dawn of Twin Peaks Passion Play has always been announced by sunlight. The next Passion Play will occur sometime in April 1992.
I mean, that came out in, I think, 91, so... Peace Frog says, down that carried a rabbit's foot. It's Phyllis Tulpa, yes. You behave just like human nature. Jamie says Inland Empires for the experienced Lynch watcher. Yes, absolutely. What if Candy's real name is Bunny? Three pink ladies are called the Bunnies. That'd be an interesting twist.
The Bunnies coming to Twin Peaks? Yeah. Is Phyllis a tulpa?
Yeah. Short, the rabbits are exactly what they seem. It's about the bunnies.
Donna carrying a rabbit's foot, but we're not going to get Donna back.
The bunnies are like the antithesis of the owl, right?
I guess so.
The owls are not what they seem, and the bunnies are
exactly what they seem.
They're innocent and they're pure. They're here to,
What month is all this stuff taking place, by the way?
You mean in the show?
Yep.
Not sure. Phyllis was a tulpa or an alien. Mr. C says she mimicked human nature perfectly. Yep. It's all about Dick Tremaine. He works at the convenience store instead of the fashion department. Got a light. He says got a light in the original series.
This thing has the cherry pie recipe from the R&R.
I haven't made it yet.
What are we doing?
I also have the other cookbook.
I know, but still. It's like right here.
Why didn't Phyllis disappear if she was a tulpa? Maybe it just took long of her to... Yeah, it cuts away. We don't see that. Bolton Abreu says, so rabbits are a good omen. Sarah's room is paved with rabbits. She is a force against evil then.
Well, we already knew that, though. Sarah's like, she's the light in the darkness.
I mean,
she's the rainbow in the dark.
We don't think she's evil, because the only time we ever see her act out is when that gross guy is, like, being terrible to her, and then she fights us. But yeah, she has, like, rabbits on her TV stand.
Like Sarah, Laura, Rainbow in the Dark. That's how it works. Just Sarah's never really been an evil entity, ever. She's just
the white horse too.
Yeah, it just so happens that there's this crude, creepy dude that kind of deserves to get his neck bitten.
Night of the Lepus. Rabbits can also be a plague.
Oh, thank you, Gia. Oh, I don't know. Do you have a response?
I don't know.
I don't know either. I'll eat donuts. It's a question of what we want for lunch. It's great.
They can drive out native species and eat crops. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, bunnies are bunnies.
They're just trying to survive. They're not a plague.
All right, so let's take this into consideration.
There's a Playboy bunny picture on the wall of Thomas Eckhart's room at the Great Northern.
That's not surprising at all.
I mean, and you could say that the three girls kind of look like old.
The Vengeance Demon is terrified of bunnies. Good call on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer reference, Stephanie. Awesome setup. That's totally it.
Sarah has the grocery clerk's remains in her kitchen. That's what I thought. I thought maybe she did something to the clerk that came and dropped off the bottles, her groceries at her house. But again, we just hear clanking. We don't know what happened. That was just sort of my theory back was the... So the Silver Fox Squad will have to go back to Blue Pine Mountain. So when does it go down at the sheriff's station? Probably the last hour.
Yes. Canon.
When Sarah took her face off, the spirit finger was black. I think that's what in her might be evil. But again, also, I don't know. I think that's a good question. And then the teeth look like Laura's teeth that we see. And I don't know. That's one we'll have to see if is answered tonight.
There's so many questions about Sarah, and there's so many questions about Laura that are coming up. And poor Sarah Palmer. Seriously. Everything has been unfortunate for her.
What did she say? It's a damn bad story, Hawk, or something like that.
It's something of that sort. Like it's a.
Like she's just tired.
I don't blame her for being tired.
The scene where Sarah watches the lions or lioness pride killing the bull. Perhaps the bull is representative of the black smudge thing. She's going to protect her pride.
Well, she's been trying to protect her pride this entire time.
Too much abundance, like anything, can be bad. This is true.
After all, it's all about the balance. Everything's about balance.
Preach. I think that is the theme of the season.
Yep.
Audrey Horne is trapped in the THX 11387.
That's great.
Next, Audrey's dance. And then in reverse.
What other things could Audrey Horne be trapped in? Just to be funny, just to add a little bit of a fun. It's a damn bad story.
It's a damn bad story, isn't it, Hawk? Yeah.
I kind of want to see like a ridiculous just conversation about what things could Audrey be trapped in.
You can text your results to
this. I don't know. Just.
I am both excited and a little sad for tonight's finale. I've never been this heartbroken over a show ending. Jamie Miller says, balance and hearts.
I'm pretty sure Laura is saving.
Katrina says, I'm pretty sure Laura has to save Sarah. She might be already.
Yeah, that entire face pull thing could just be... And actually, you know what? That's a very good point to be made. When Sarah changes, when Sarah does the whole face change, her face is just a little bit different. And if you look at it, it's like she has the eyes that Laura has the moment that she just doesn't want to deal with anything. Like, so Laura has this specific face that she puts on when she's just like...
That, like, something overcomes her. Like, that dissociation.
And then complete rip of face.
Sarah's blackened finger might be her soul is lost, but Laura can redeem her.
I don't think that... if Sarah's soul is lost, I think it's more like tarred. So much smoking.
Well, yeah, she smokes a lot. Could be anti-smoking. I feel like somebody said that once.
Audrey is trapped in the room with the Great Northern that James almost found, but he's James.
No, I think that boiler room scene, I think
James.
The reason there was a sound, I think that tone was putting, like, sort of setting him on the right place. Maybe it triggered something in his head, like, go to the roadhouse with Freddie, and that's when he punched him, and that's how they end up in the jail, and they're supposed to be there.
Bad Coop has elements of Wyndham Earl in them. Which made sense to his outdated FBI equipment that he uses in the first episode, which we see Earl use in season 2. Good. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, this is true. Audrey's trapped in the Wonka Vision
set. I feel like I have a few of these things.
Audrey's trapped in Laura. That would be bizarre.
Ooh. A question that Gia posed, which is Sarah being held hostage by her own tulpa? That, like, literally it's a whole spiral inside of itself, which causes the rip.
It's possible. I think, but the whole thing with the faces coming off, I mean, we know that Laura took her face off and it was a glow. It was like a white glow inside.
Which brings up that whole Audrey is trapped in Laura as a funny idea as well.
I wonder if the secret room that Audrey used to spy on her father comes into play. I think so, all right, that's the response. Yeah. I don't know about that secret room. She was just inside the wall.
She just lives in the walls.
Earl was destroyed. I am not convinced yet. Earl's soul. I think Bob just ripped him apart, to be honest, but we'll see. Audrey's trapped in the construct from the Matrix. I feel like she is in kind of like a Matrixy kind of thing. Not exactly in a computer, but also maybe in a computer. Electricity. Not like, I don't know, it's just very alien looking.
No, but the construct from the Matrix is literally just a white room. Mm-hmm. That's the
No, yeah. I know what he meant.
All right. Maybe James went to a vortex and just doesn't remember. James was never cool. Just sorry. It wasn't.
And Audrey's trapped in a wall, and one-eyed Jack's like Josie's trapped in a doorknob at the Great Northern. That'd be interesting if, like, we see Audrey turn around and Josie's there. Or something.
Ooh. That would be
they're
something.
just like in this outside. They're like in a bubble.
Bubble universe?
In a bubble somewhere. Well, you've seen bubbles.
We've seen
holy
glass spheres.
Jesus, 3 hours.
Yep. Still 53 people.
Sarah had a face within her face. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Sarah had a face within her face.
Which
Laura
is
just
why
had white light.
Which is also the concept of Wyatt being held hostage by her own tulpa. Feasible. Or she is the tulpa and inside of her is the other one. Or Laura's inside of her mother. By being pulled out through the void, gets trapped into a perpetual... Oh my god, that makes perfect sense, though. But think about it. Laura shows off the face removal thing, right? Mm-hmm. And then Laura gets ripped through the darkness. And the only person that's connected through the darkness and the void that we know of that's outside of everybody... Let's just see that, like...
Oh, no, it's focusing, that's why.
No, it wasn't focusing. It went from, like, here to, like, here and then back. And it was just really creepy. Laura goes through the void, and the person that we know that can tap into the void better than anyone else is, of course, Sarah Palmer. So is it completely feasible that Sarah is now being possessed by Laura? So at that moment when Sarah turns in the actual, the only other bar in town, apparently, when she turns, instantaneously, Laura breaks out of her own mother and rips off her face and eats the guy's neck.
To protect her, yeah.
Yep.
It could be a thing. Could be why her finger is black, because one of the last things we see of Laura alive is her putting that ring on.
Yep.
So I don't know.
That's great.
Audrey's trapped in the void with a horror. Gary Gygax, VP Al Gore, and Fry playing
D&D forever. That's it. That's what happens at the mirror.
Steven Eider says Bad Coop is going to Twin Peaks to smush everyone's face like he did with Jack. Gets to Freddy, he'll get his Gregory clocked off.
This is for like the 5 people that might be watching this that would totally get this. Audrey is trapped in the white noise in the player select screen. Here's a question. What happened to the other green glove that Freddy... That's a very good question. What happened to the other green glove?
That Freddy bought beforehand. Yeah, why is it just the one?
It's flashing due to the focusing, but for a moment it like moved, and that freaked me out.
Dougie theory of light, you were correct.
Maybe I am. Yeah. Jimmy Hoffa.
The show takes place inside an ancient Nazi mainframe doing atomic explosion simulations. Cooper is in Hoffa's brain attached to a serial. Holy shit.
Woodsmen are behind you. That would suck. If someone said got a light, I'd be terrified.
I don't have a light, so I'd be screwed. Hey guys, your lips are not in sync.
No one's done it. What if someone just turned around and just lit the cigarette?
That's the thing. Nobody's done it. Hey guys, your lips are not in sync with your voices. Are you going into... I think that's just a problem with the stream. The stream health is like on medium, so it's not doing too great.
We keep getting video output low.
I'm trying to optimize how this stream works, but it's... I guess we're too hardcore.
Yeah, fire. Sorry, she just said, "Oh shit, fire." Maybe that's how you stop the... Which would make sense. How do you stop the woodsman? By actually just putting fire on them.
There's a fire where you are going.
Yep. And also the fact that they're all covered in soot.
They've come black fire. I mean, yeah. I don't. There's black fire. It looked like there was black fire inside of. Hold on.
Inside Sarah Palmer Facebook.
That's not what I wanted.
Audrey is trapped in a planet made of cream. I'm loving this. I'm so happy I did that.
Hold on. Sarah Palmer face reveal scene.
Yeah,
that's like black smoke.
That's smoke.
Fire. Black smoke comes from. See, there's a finger, and a smile. And then she says, "I'll eat you."
Can you see that again? There are 2 black fingers.
Well, hold on.
Oh, no. So yeah, it's just the hands the opposite way.
All right, I didn't. Hold on. Can I hear it?
Do you really want to fuck with this?
All right.
Hey, Gia figured it out.
Yay! Colonel Doug Milford.
Duddy Milford. We've called him Duddy this entire stream.
He's Dougie.
The
Hoffman Nazi mainframe was a joke. Sorry.
No, we know it was.
I love it.
It's fine. We're running with it. I thought it was
funny.
Did you guys see a True Detective intro mashup where Summer Palmer takes off her face and we see the dark highway? I did not. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Maybe the fireman starts fires. I mean, yeah. You can make the argument. He starts fires. He doesn't necessarily
especially if Laura is the movies. You'll see there's a whole chapter on Ronnie Rabbit.
Ronnie Rocket.
Ooh. Ronnie Rocket. She always has you have the greatest ridiculous stuff, Gia.
I really wish Ronnie Rocket got made. Oh.
Yeah.
But then we might not have Dougie if that was actually made. But who knows? Stephen Eider says,
yes, I know that is very true.
I know the significance of the rubber glove. The one thing that does not conduct electricity is rubber.
Yep.
Which is why electrical workers wear them. He's not facing bad Coop, but the woodsman. I think so, too. Coop is the payload. Sarah only attacked the guy when he threatens to rape her. Laura would have definitely reacted to that in a violent way. I think so. I think so too. Talks about a lot about a town under the grasp of bad electricity. Yeah, I think Ronnie Rocket was like a Freaky Friday kind of thing, and people got swapped out because it was like an electrical storm or something.
So it just becomes Twin Peaks in the end result.
Yeah, that's kind of what's happening. I remember watching an interview with David Lynch about Ronnie Rocket or reading about it, and that was kind of it was like a Freaky Friday thing where people swap bodies and a whole bunch of stuff. So we're seeing a little bit of what would have been Ronnie Rocket here. Jamie says, I can't wait to watch Freddy smash some woodsman. That's going to be great. Katrina says, my sense was so strong, Laura would protect her, so maybe that was Laura's rage coming out. I think Laura's ready to kick some ass. She's ready to take Bob. Bob ruined her family. Bob took her father, drugged her mother, and killed her, more or less. So Laura's going to have a little bit of a revenge thing going on.
Raped and killed her.
Huh?
Bob raped her consistently. That was like a thing.
For her whole
entire life, yeah.
I missed the Dougie Milford quote above about the rabbit. Going up. Where is it?
Ooh.
Where is the
Hold on.
Oh, here's the quote. I'm the white rabbit drawing you closer to the rabbit hole, and I'm like the rabbit. I'm late for a very important date. You're my replacement, Garland. You're going to become the watcher in the world. I remember that. I remember reading that now. I think that's towards the end.
It is. It's in the letter from him to Briggs.
I do. Yeah, I think the reason that James heard that tone, which I believe is the healing tone frequency, is to set his mind in place to go to the roadhouse where Freddy would knock out the guys, and they would go to the jail where Nido is, and Chad, and the dude with the screwed up face. Mobile Solutions Canada says, gotta run, gents. Been fun. Thanks for hanging out. I hope I don't think Lynch is retiring. He's gonna die doing stuff.
Yeah, probably.
Gia says, have you guys discussed the connection between Twin Peaks and other Lynch works, whether Frank Booth is a Bob avatar, the involvement of Rebecca Del Rio at the moment in Club Silencio? I think there is some connection. It might be dreams overlapping. Some people think Mulholland Drive actually takes place in the Twin Peaks universe.
Would that mean Janie E is actually?
I mean,
actually,
I forgot her character's name in Mulholland Drive.
Yeah, just saying. It's just the connection between Twin Peaks and other David Lynch works, like whether Frank Booth is a Bob avatar. Well, we haven't gone that deep into it.
I would say that Mulholland Drive could be in
the Twin Peaks universe. Yeah, totally.
And there's a lot of people from Mulholland Drive that are also in this season of Twin Peaks.
Secret History in My Eyes landed on Rabbit. Yeah, Leslie, I'm on right now.
It's about the bunny.
Which there's something else before that too.
Lost Highway. I have to rewatch Lost Highway. I don't have all my Lost Highway bearings currently.
The unknown, darling. Respect for the
dreams,
unknown.
yeah.
We all know what we know. Most fear or ignore that they don't. But if you seek the truth, you must approach the unknown. Lean into it. Wait for it to speak to you. Are you willing to move through that threshold?
Is Francesca Eastwood and Julie Cruz the only yet to appear on the original cast list? I believe so. And I think because Francesca Eastwood looks stunningly like Shirley Laura Palmer. And Julie Cruz, I'm guessing, yes, Inland Empire. It's stunning. And I really want to know if he's connecting these in obvious ways intentionally.
A lot of reference to the Catholics, which would put Judith into poignant understanding.
Judy, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, possibly. Twin Peaks, like everything, it just all exists. What was I gonna say? I mean, a lot of the stuff coming up in this new season are also based off David Lynch artwork too. So it seems like he's just throwing everything he's ever had into this. There's a lot of stuff about Bill. There's a thing about Billy I showed last stream. One of his artworks. There's stuff about a box that looked a lot like the box from the first episode. There's just a lot of his artwork. Here's that Billy thing. I mean, more or less, it looks like the Billy we've been seeing in the jail cell. Head talking about Billy, but it looks like he's doing that vomiting thing. Twin Peaks: The Return is an Elephant Man sequel. The dude in the jail cell kind of the way he speaks kind of reminds me of the Elephant Man, but that's only parallel I could really make. Sort of just the way he talks, sort of like from the side of his mouth. I don't know. I haven't seen Elephant Man in a while.
Also doing the Duddy thing. He's
Well,
been Dugging the entire time. Yeah. Which makes me think that there's something missing about him.
Oh, yeah.
Which made me think if he was legitimately this season is a remake of Dune. Okay. Okay.
I mean, Kyle MacLachlan is there.
I'm looking at these pictures that are in this.
That book has some stuff, man.
Yeah. The Audrey Horne photo lookalike contest.
That's weird. That's weird. I forgot about that. The robot doll that Johnny was talking to is straight out of Dumbland. That's so bizarre, man. Hold on. You want to read that? This is in the Twin Peaks guide that came out.
Audrey Horne photo lookalike contest. Do you look like Audrey Horne or just act like her? Do your saddle shoes steam? I mean, do you really have the look? Send us your best Audrey-like photo and an essay of 100 words or less explaining how you look like you do, or rather like Miss Horne does. First prize winner will have his or her photo published in the Gazette and receive a $100 gift certificate. Please include your name and Twin Peaks address with photo. Remember, a lot can be done with makeup, lighting, and the spirit of deceit.
This book has more gems than I thought.
This book is ridiculous.
Literally talking about copy, like lookalikes.
Yep.
Oh man, it'll turn out Twin Peaks will be the story of David Lynch while waiting on his quinoa to cook. I love that video. I don't know how to pronounce that word, that Eric. Kwisatz Haderach? The mouth in that doll face also looks like the circle at Jack Rabbit's palace. Quinoa. I love that quinoa video. Oh. A little bit. I guess.
Yeah, it totally does.
Interesting. Peace Frog. Guys, we're going on 3 hours and a half. Pretty soon I'm going to ask you all to jump over to Obnoxious and Anonymous for their stream. Where they'll continue.
Oh, God, yeah, they're supposed to be.
But I believe theirs starts at 12 Pacific, so we still have time.
This picture's throwing me off.
The Bobby and James.
The Bobby and James pictures.
I like how they have a photo of Mark Frost and David Lynch in the book.
Yeah, just there.
What is it? What is the explanation for this?
There isn't, just his locals.
You got to see this. Yeah. Look, they're.
Which is funny because he marries Gordon Cole. Just
in the book. In the book, Mark Frost and David Lynch are locals. I mean, we know Mark Frost is in the show. He was in one of the more recent episodes walking his dog. The dude that was walking the dog. And David Lynch is there. But we know David Lynch is already Cole.
And so he's wearing a hat, so you won't notice he's Cole.
That's...
This is amazing. This is the best donut.
That's the apple one?
It's the
I really like that one. Kind of gooey too.
Oh my god, yeah, this is so good.
This book has a lot more
you do have to find that book. Oh, apparently we're amazing and very sexy and very informative.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Miss Grillo.
Let's see. There's an Albert on the football team. Hawk was a halfback.
Yeah, Hawk was a running back.
So same Hawk, thing. Harry, Ed.
All the Bookhouse boys.
Hank too.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
Hank was a good guy, and then
he threw the freaking game. Crap.
It's all right.
I mean, Hank the actor is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
But Hank the character's a shithead. We knew about that.
Cyril Pons is a local. This book, what a find. Yeah, I paid $20 for it on Amazon. Probably overpriced, but I'm just happy to have it.
If you get the Montclair Bread Company, the apple glazed, oh my god. That was beyond delicious. Like, seriously, I've had like 4 donuts today, and like my the tres leche was my favorite. Or at least 4 halves of a donut.
I'm wondering...
And that was delicious.
I'm wondering if, since when the secret the dossier, Secret History of Twin Peaks, came out, like it's, when the dates start, it's the date that the book came out. Like officially. It was the same date. October... Was it October 2016?
Yep. No, August
4th, 2016. I wonder if the final dossier, when that comes out, is it actually going to be noted as Halloween of
2017?
Maybe 2016.
Ooh,
I feel like when is this? Oh, it doesn't. See, the last page doesn't have a date.
No.
The owls may not
be what they seem, but still serve an imperative function. They remind us to look into the darkness.
Is that where donuts go to die? Honestly, I love Montclair. I love Montclair Bread Company, but Blue Star Donuts. I went to the one in Portland, Oregon. I went to the one in Portland, and they had a passion fruit donut that kills me. It was so good.
Hawks. Yep.
It kills me. It's so.
They never fly alone. Don't ask. Also, the ring that's pointed out from Lewis to Thomas Jefferson does look different.
So the end. By the way, hold on. The end of this guide has sort of a letter from the Twin Peaks Chamber of Commerce to Major Garland Briggs.
It's one sentence.
And most of it is redacted. It says, to Garland Briggs from Twin Peaks Chamber of Commerce, the subject is Unguin Field Observatory. We wrote the following for our guide, which we would appreciate your approval and return. And then the only letters that are left here are, nobody knows the trouble we've caused.
What's the name of the place in... And yes, Montclair is the Bushwick of Jersey. Yeah.
Katrina, the name of the place in Portland is Blue Star Donuts.
Blue Star.
Oregon. Portland, Oregon. Oregon? That's how Gordon says it. Voodoo Donuts is also in Portland. To be honest, I tried both when I went. I tried Blue Star and I tried Voodoo. Liked Blue Star better. I thought the ingredients just seemed a lot fresher. And honestly, Voodoo kind of hurt my teeth.
Oh, what he was saying before, by the way. Nobody knows the trouble we've caused. You stopped as you went in the donuts. I want to make sure they didn't lose the track.
Yeah, nobody knows the trouble we've caused. That is from... I don't know who redacted this. I don't know who redacted this message. Let's see if we could get... I don't know if it's... Oh, there we go. I hope you guys could read this. Major Garland Briggs from Twin Peaks Chamber of Commerce. Oregon. So good.
Gee, that's how you got involved. There you go. Oregon.
Greg says, how do we waste 3.5 hours before the internet? Good question.
That's a good point, yeah.
Because I only intended on this being an hour, and we're on
we didn't think this was going to keep going.
This is Twin Peaks all day.
But literally, it's been 58 people, like, consistently from, like, maybe hour 1.5. You're awesome, and we love you.
By the way, if you're not subscribed, I have to do the YouTube thing.
Do the thing!
I have to do the YouTube thing and say subscribe.
Oh, and if you haven't, it makes a really cool sound that goes right above my head.
Subscribe and you'll see what happens.
So please, watch that. If you want to unsubscribe, then subscribe again, just so you can show it. Do that! Because it's fun.
Katrina says, not wasting time. We are learning here. We are learning a little bit of history.
Apparently we're being really informative.
A little bit of a cult.
Oh, so look, the difference in, to point out the multiple rings idea, because we kind of brought up the whole, like, multiple rings. This is the ring that, I think this is Lewis. Meriwether Lewis sent to Thomas Jefferson. This is the color of the ring. Yeah, there we go. Just look at that. Look at that thing. That's so awesome. Thank you for subscribing or getting rid of yourself and then subscribing again. Because I wanted to show everybody that because it's sweet. This is the ring. I guess that worked. So the actual, the design is different. I mean, I understand that it's kind of upside down, but there's a different part that goes off that doesn't show up in the original ring. There's that little, like, jab.
Some of them you could see that on. Some of the rings you could see that line, and some of them I feel like don't have it.
It's also a different size as well. You notice, like the actual band is bigger.
Mm-hmm. I think some are. Well, some are made of, I believe, from the Formica table, and some are, I believe, jade or emerald or something.
Yeah, there was a comment about stuff being jade.
Peace Rock says, "What a special day! You guys are so cool. Get up early to host the show. You rock." Yes, I got up early. I didn't go to sleep till like 3.
I got
up early.
I had a horrible night of sleep. I went to bed at like 8, woke up at 12, and fell asleep at 4 o'clock in the morning, and woke up at 6.
That's what happened to me. That's exactly.
So I woke up at 6:30 to do this, and I was so happy that I've done it so far. Actually, I'm really. The ring has a tulpa.
Back.
The ring has a tulpa too. That's fair.
I mean, I think there were fake rings, or I don't know. I don't know if fake, but different.
The ring you just shown looks like the one Ray had with him. Good point. You know what? It does. But it doesn't look like the original Ren that we see in the series. So we just had this whole spiral of differences.
Is that not in Moby's song? Nobody knows the trouble.
3 hours, 36 minutes.
Maybe?
Yeah!
Thank you, Richard Belcher, for subscribing.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. No.
Flashing Dale Cooper is awesome. I thought that would be a good touch.
It's a great setup.
I was going to have him giving thumbs up, but I thought the slightly epilepsy-inducing one was,
That's perfect.
was more fun.
I'm looking for all this. Many of the words are legible. Nearly a page of lunatic ranting about the secret deep within the color red. Puzzling references to classical century. Oh! The secret deep within the color red. Also, when we were talking about the Nazi bell, that thing actually has red mercury inside of it, which is a complete difference that doesn't actually exist in theory, but would exist in this liquid form of red mercury that runs on the bell. So the add-on of the secret deep within the red, also deep within the color red, is also. Oh my God, you're amazing, Gloria.
So
Joey's mom is amazing.
What do we have here?
And just walked in with cherry pie. Yes.
We're gonna.
Oh my God! Now I have to make more coffee.
Holy
I feel like.
diabetes!
Yes, this is amazing, and also
I don't have the metabolism of Dale Cooper.
This is happening right now. This cherry pie is completely happening.
It's a magic
now.
cherry pie.
Oh my God!
That one actually looks better than the one.
That actually does look better than the one on the cover of the book.
The one on the cover is actually sort of how my cherry pie looks when I make it.
Yeah.
Apple pie.
Sorry.
No, but I don't like this kind.
The one that you picked up looks better than this.
I have to make 8 figures, but I don't know how.
Jim Belushi voice, cherry pie.
Cherry pie. That's
the
not
ring mentioned in the early
perfect.
days, like Lewis and Clark era, was definitely not made of Formica. Well, yeah, no. That was more the original one. One of the newer ones is probably Formica.
I heard something upstairs before, so I'm guessing she's throwing up.
Formica probably came around. I did a little research on this, but
Boom.
I think came in the 60s.
Grandma's not here to make.
Formica. I believe it was the
I don't know how to
1912. All right, so I was way off. Formica came around within the last century or so. I forgot there was an old. Yeah, the ring has been around for a while. That's why the Black Lodge has been around for a while.
Yep.
Julia Palermo says, "Your mom is A+."
Yes, she is.
Sleep is for the weak. That's why we have coffee.
And pie now.
Coffee.
Look at that. Look at this cherry pie. Look at that. That's yours.
Thank you.
I'll grab some forks. Oh, we're good.
Jesus
Amazing.
Christ. What a day.
Yeah, this is... I am so happy that I avoided being entirely sick for today. It's awesome.
Yeah, we have a... She's our PA.
Our PA?
You're our intern. Please let's keep talking about the rings, speculating.
No, we're not done about the rings. We just happen to have like this little like curve that happened when we got pie. With there being multiple rings and with there being possibility of tulpa rings, just that entire idea just comes up to where do the tulpa rings go to? Oh, yeah, you do the thing.
See you later, Gio.
Do a thing, write a plum, we're good. You guys are gonna need... What did I say?
Insulin.
Insulin soon, yeah! Well, we did drink the coffee black.
Yes, I didn't...
So there was no sugar in the coffee.
Leslie's
the
gonna
donuts,
get some Ben
yeah, we're gonna
Jerry's.
die. We're gonna die with the...
Leslie's gonna get some Ben Jerry's.
Yeah, Jerry Garcia, don't do it.
Technical differences.
Sorry, they were moving
There
a
we
big
go.
piece of plastic, and it was just...
loud.
It would be obnoxious to hear. Formica. Oh god. I'm looking for more Ring stuff. I'm thinking instead of just rereading it, I'm gonna download the.
We know, Stephanie. That was a whole thing.
We need.
Now there's no audio. Like
no,
right
there should be audio now. They're a little delayed.
Wait for it.
They're a little delayed. I think I'm gonna buy the audiobook for this.
You should.
Because I don't.
10. Anyone?
Let me know if
audio right?
comes back. It should be. It looks like it's picking it up.
We should be.
I just silenced it because they were dragging a big piece of plastic out of my house. I just moved fairly recently, so we're still cleaning things up.
In the business. Where were the Tulpa rings bring you? You're good? Cool. All right. That's fine. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, your mom. All right, she's leaving the outfit yet. It's weird that like we've been on so long. Katrina has left, come back, and is leaving again. Like that has just happened. Audible has it? Does it? Feasible? Probably.
Oh, maybe I could like just get like a free download.
You could just get a free download.
One of those audio. Get your first book free.
My free book was something Game of Thrones. I think it was Dance with Dragons.
I really have to go back through this.
He's looking through that.
By the way, after the show is over, that's not going to be the end of this. Still doing Twin Peaks videos, especially when the next book comes out. Might reread this, go through it, and discuss what's in here in relation to what we find out tonight. This has become more than a breakfast chat. But
this is a breakfast and a lunch.
4 hours.
The breakfast lunch. This is a brunch chat. We've had a Sunday brunch chat.
Jamie's got the audio.
The Diary of Laura Palmer.
See, I haven't listened to the Cheryl Lee narration of the Diary of Laura. Let me know how it is. I was thinking about getting that.
I mean, cherry pie on a Sunday morning after having a bunch of coffee. It's like what, 1 o'clock, almost 2 o'clock.
Morning of March 11, 1989, an autopsy.
Didn't the Shadow's followers have rings? Tulpa and the power to guard minds.
Didn't the Shadow's followers have...
Which shadows? Yeah, which shadows are we talking about right now?
Oh, yes.
Aww.
Natural Blues. I know that song. It's awesome. Okay. I shall. Scene.
Ray went to a waiting room with a red and white floor, not black and white floor.
Okay, so here's the thing with the floor of the Black Lodge or the waiting room. Matchton Amik posted a picture of her in the room, and it's actually like brown and like tan. It's actually not black and white. I think it's just like contrast in certain TVs and stuff like that. I think it makes it look black and white, but it's actually like a dark brown, beige color. The pulp hero trained in Tibet. I don't.
Oh, you mean the Shadow? Oh God! Wait, right? I'm not crazy. Like the Shadow knows, like that guy.
Oh,
someone had that because if that's true, then totally.
That I don't know.
The Shadow. About. In that case, yes, the Shadow also wore a ring, which then allowed him to change into the Shadow. Which there was an entire other thing there. Yes, and there were tulpas and whatnot. Yes, so that's a very good point. We didn't even think of connecting the Shadow to this.
I don't know what that is.
Why didn't we think the Shadow was a he had his biggest thing. They did like a movie with Alec Baldwin. Don't worry about that. But there was this whole it was this old original like audiobook style. Damn it! How do I describe this? It was an audio drama from like the 1920s, and it was just wonderful. It was actually one of my favorite things growing up too. I didn't even think of that though. Great. What? Great. I wish I knew who you were, because I know you know me, because you've been literally pointing out all Remembrance stuff, so I don't know who it is. But yes, like 100% yes, the Shadow is a great reference to be brought up in this, because that totally happened. All right, give me a second. Now we gotta go and do some Shadow research.
A radio show, yeah. Stephanie says a radio show. Seems like everybody knows what this is except me.
Yeah, it's a radio show in the 1920s. Is the whole thing. No. Dark Shadows is a thing during the 1970s. It was that was a vampire reference. The Shadow is literally, who knows what lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows. Like that.
Double A. I don't know if they're related. Putting people to sleep so that I could crawl in the girl's mouth.
I thought so too. I was with you on that.
I mean, is it crawling into
Everyone
everyone's?
likes some sandwiches.
Steven. It's Steven. I don't know.
Steven says hi. It's Sean. Okay, got it.
Oh,
Mr. Foster. Took me a second.
I don't think the frog moth is evil. Does it? I don't think so. We're gonna take a break at 2, and then you're gonna see us on.
Oh, I'm involved in this.
Or me, huh?
I said, I'm involved.
If they
want me to help out, I'll be there.
On Obnoxious and Anonymous, sometime after 3 o'clock Eastern time. We're starting at 12, so a couple more minutes of us, and then we're gonna shut it down. Because we're gonna go on 4 hours.
We're going on 4 hours.
Yeah, I don't think the frog moth is evil. I think it lined up. And the whole thing with the frog moth happens after the whole. I don't know. Because I know the explosion happens, and then a couple years after, that's when we see the little girl and the woodsman. But I don't know. Hopefully we find out tonight. We have about 6 hours to go. Yes, we will share the link to the other stream.
Yeah. And oddly enough, the Shadow's ring is red. This is the Alec Baldwin version, but yeah.
Interesting. Maybe I have seen that.
Beetleborgs.
All right, guys. Any more questions before we take a break?
I will share the link in the other one. I will totally share it for anyone that's involved.
Oh yeah, follow me on Twitter if you're not there, and I will tweet out the link to the other stream. There's gonna be a whole bunch of people in that stream, by the way.
Yeah, it's gonna get messy.
So we shall see. You got that stream is probably gonna be even more crazy. If you thought this one was crazy, you're gonna have even more perspective. Peace Frog says, which shadow in Twin Peaks are you referring to? I stepped away. The shadow that crosses in the background of the waiting room in season 1, 2. No, this is different.
The shadow from the radio plays and the comic books from like the early 1900s.
It's not in Twin Peaks.
It's not a Twin Peaks thing, but it does have similar connotations and could totally be brought up. Even like the people who the shadow faces tend to be like hopeless. They some of them blow up like it's totally a thing.
I believe the shadow in the back of the waiting room in season 1, 2 is an owl, but I'm not sure. It moves too smoothly to be an owl.
Doesn't matter.
Stephanie says, I will see you on the Q&A show later. My day is fully dedicated to Twin Peaks. I'm baking a cherry pie later for the finale. Have fun, Stephanie.
Have fun.
See you later.
Cherry pie's awesome.
Again, I'm going to be making a video, my typical reaction review video after the episode airs. Not going to be a stream.
I'll be here.
Not going to be a stream, but it's going to be...
You're just literally be streaming for like hours all day.
Well, yeah, it's just going to be a recorded, edited thing. I want that to be just like the other ones. But these streams are always fun, too. All right, so, guys, if that's all your questions for now, I think we're going to sign off.
Probably a good call.
And then I will tweet out the link to the other stream in about an hour or so. And we'll continue there.
Thanks, everybody.
Until like an hour before the episode airs.
Yep.
So maybe we're gonna go chill, watch some of the marathon,
breathe a little bit,
and see you guys later.
Peace.
So long.